on StreamYard. What's up? Shouts out. Shouts out to everybody joining. All right, we're live. All right, let me mute myself on StreamYard. What's going on? How we feeling? What's up, StreamYard? 17 people in the chatty. All right, let's go live on Instagram. Peace and blessings, warrior, brother. Oh, yeah, peace and blessings, though, warrior. What's up? What's up, Tomahawk Tony? Thank you for the likes. Make sure y'all like and share. Let me share this out actually on StreamYard so we get people coming through. I recorded like 9 videos today, I think, around that area, like 9, 10 videos. So let me let people know that I'm live. What's the subject? God, just the same old. I don't have like a concrete subject right now. So what's up, Mords? Just seeing how if people want to engage, they can. But yeah, let me share this. Let me share the live in my Discord too. Copy link. Maybe I'll have a concrete subject tomorrow. We'll see. What's up? Who got 2 people in the request? All right, for sure. Who we got? Damn. We got, okay. Accept.
Hello?
This guy. What's up?
Yeah, I got a question, bro. Are you FBA?
No.
What'd you say?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why? But what about it?
I was just curious. The people who usually make these kinds of prompts are FBAs. So yeah.
I'm about to sound slow, but what's FBA?
Foundational Black Americans. They're like people who they're BLK and they shit on every other kind of like African people, and they're quick to divide and say you are not us and this and that and the third because of the old school mentality. I guess a lot of old Africans used to like separate and divide, and they're like, nah, we're not like y'all. So they're mad and bitter and want to take it out on the next generation. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it. If a FBA is in the chat and can educate me, I'll be willing to learn. But them niggas are burning in hell.
So
You gonna burn in hell.
Let me jump in on that.
You're an FBA?
Yeah, let me jump in on that. Absolutely not, man. That's crazy.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Nah. So yeah, let me just give a rundown. No, first and foremost, Darvis, appreciate Darvid. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Salute to our American nations, peoples, and all of that. Now, regards to the FBA situation, right? You gotta keep in mind, we've had Black identity extremists for centuries now. All right, beginning with the Moriscos and the Marranos that were exiled from Europe back in the 15th century forward, all right? And so we're dealing with the present-day descendants of them that are also converting general quote-unquote Black people into believing in whatever.
What plantation told you that, boy?
Get him out of here.
What plantation told you that,
Get
boy?
this troll out of here.
Ain't no boy of mine
You gonna
gonna know
burn in
that.
hell, sir.
Ain't no boy of mine gonna know that. So let me ask you, what plantation did you learn that from, boy?
You gonna burn in hell, sir. And I was never on
bitch. Hold on. Hey,
I'm talking to you, boy.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here, boy.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the hell is this?
Bitch ass. Yeah. Bitch ass named Chance.
My Tomahawk.
Chance the rapper. Ugly ass nigga.
Oh, that's a.
They got jokes on a Friday, huh?
You be trolling, bro.
Fuck that motherfucker, bro.
Man, they got jokes tonight. It's all good. But yeah, that's the situation, man. There's so much propaganda out here, so much confusion. And when you have people that um have been disconnected from all tradition, people that have been disconnected, displaced from their natural territories and things of this nature, right? And then now you have foreigners, colonists, etc., that are quote unquote in educating, indoctrinating your youth generation after generation. Well, yeah, then you something like Tariq Nasheed's FBA can now get set up and introduced, and now it's just another distraction.
Hey,
You know
boy,
what I'm saying?
It is a
you can run away
distraction.
from my plantation, boy.
Yeah.
Man, it feels
Boy,
You
good.
got
I'm
10
out
What
here,
is
weapons,
boy.
up?
Get
boy.
out of here,
All right,
boy.
y'all ain't hold on. Y'all ain't got
Bitch.
nothing to do on a Friday
Yeah.
instead of troll. Yeah, and
Yeah.
suck at trolling. Like,
Hold on, wait. Can
not
I
even
ask
funny.
something about the original claim or the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. What do you mean, like indigenous to what?
What you think?
Hey, good
You talking about
evening,
America?
everybody. Good evening.
Yeah, America.
Oh, bro, yeah, I'm slow. Black Americans. Yo, how?
Hey, how you
What you
doing,
mean?
host? How you
Well,
doing?
hold on, Ryan.
Oh,
Like,
my bad, Brody.
I mean, from
yeah,
my,
yeah.
from
What's
my
up?
understanding, unless I like don't know something, or I'm missing out on something, bro. We were brought over here, as slaves.
Are you from America?
Yeah.
Yeah, your parents from America?
Yeah, something like that.
What you mean? What is something like that? What is
My
something like
mom's
that?
from here. My mom's from here. My dad's from Africa.
What part of Africa is your dad from?
Habesha.
Yeah, I'm Ethiopian.
Habesha.
Ethiopian. And your mom's
Habesha.
American. Okay, cool. Where your mom's parents from?
Detroit,
real, Ryan.
Nebraska.
Detroit, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so your folks in this. Are you okay? So you were born in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know where your great grandparents from her side is?
Great. We're probably still from America.
Okay.
So you're saying like generations, if generations are on the land, that means they're indigenous or something?
It could be. It could be they're from Europe. It could be they have ancestry from Africa. It's not like one size fits all type of thing. You feel me?
Can I reply to what Tomahawk said real quick?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I think what he said is real true, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand the old generations, they had that excuse of ignorance. Somebody playing music.
Somebody got a hot mic. Gregory, you got a hot mic. I think it's Gregory probably.
Can you mute your? Oh, yeah. So I think what Tomahawk said about the division, I think that's what's going on now, man. But there's education, there's books, there's Google now, bro. That's what it is. I think these people
But see, even with that though, even though there's Google and these great resources that's available, absolutely, you're right about that. However, the issue remains if you don't have the proper or correct direction for seeking information, all right, you could get sold some garbage. Easy.
That's true.
Garbage is available just like wealth is available. You know what I'm saying? We
That
see
is
people
true.
getting scammed every day.
Yeah. That's why I say FBA is gonna burn in hell. Lord Jamar, if you listen to this, sir, you're gonna burn in hell, brother. You're gonna burn in hell, FBA. Yeah, and this guy too. Hell, sir. You're gonna burn in hell, white boy. Like that.
All right, who's that?
Get him out of here.
Who's Wise?
It's me. It's me.
I can barely hear Wise.
The black
What's he
tribe.
saying?
Where did you guys fight wars?
When did we fight wars? Since the beginning of time.
He's trying to say BLK people. That's all they do. He's trying to be funny.
What?
When did you fight? Hold on, Wise. Hold on, yeah, hold on. Wise, when did your family get to America?
They are inaudible. I cannot hear anything that Wise is saying.
On that toaster Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was about to say, Wise, your connection shitty. Goodbye.
Yeah, so I want to respond real quick to someone in the chat. She said, leave FBA alone. I'm not, but they're still my people. I was just on the live with this woman who was like, nah, I'm not FBA, but y'all need to realize y'all are different. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? What I told her was, if a KKK got a hold of any of us, regardless of where we're from, they'd still look at us the same. Like you see these people in the call joining in. So you know what I'm saying? Anybody who thinks like that is hell bound. You feel me? They're gonna burn in hell. So
Okay, I just want to run something back regarding FBA. It's foundational Black American, right? Now, first issue I have with this, what exactly defines someone that's foundational? Because what I
Somebody who built the
understand,
country.
I mean, so colonists have been involved in various building projects, construction projects, and destruction projects.
But they didn't. I'm in history class right now, but they didn't, like what we learning right now. They didn't build like the foundations of the country. Like they were failing at one point. Like they were eating each other, dying off until they got black people over in Jamestown. Some were like they was capturing the indigenous people. Some were the Africans, but we were the ingredient that made them that made everything like.
what about
pop
American
off.
Indians?
Yeah, some of us are the American
You
Indians.
said
Like,
Jamestown?
yeah, Jamestown, the first
Anything?
colony.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can we let
That,
people
that
land
was
their
one.
planes?
That was one of many colonies.
Hold on. Were you done, Joe Poppy?
Nah, I was just trying to. I had a question really to come up here and ask. Like,
Yeah.
my question is like, I got free indigenous people in my background. Most of them were free. Where do we stand with the reparations? Like, will we be like?
Did he cut off?
Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Like, come on, can people hold their mics? Like, God damn. Shut up. All right, get off here. Like, oh no, not about to click the wrong person.
Shut up, big.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What do they? Is reparations shouldn't just be about slavery, right?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Did your people go through Jim Crow and things like that?
Yes.
Okay,
did,
cool. Yeah, I was about to say, if your folks went through the adversity that folks have went through since slavery and beyond, you have a claim because that's damage. You know, that's a harm. Genocide should be the claim.
Ethnocide as well.
Ethnocide as well too. So yeah.
And then back to the Jamestown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This but this Powhatan.
Powhatan. That's the tribe I'm from. My people's
Same here. Descendant of Chief Wise Seneca.
I can't really hear him.
Yeah, you kind of in the matrix. You're in the matrix, right? Yeah, we got it.
Wait a minute.
Hello, my brothers. How are you?
Oh my gosh, dude.
What?
Get him
What's
out
up,
of here.
Donkey? Yeah, I was about to say, what's up? What you got to say?
Me?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, you thought I'm gonna come here and say some racist shit? Is that what you thought?
I mean, were you thinking about that? Why?
No.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. No, I just didn't want you to assume that. I wasn't gonna say anything racist. I know there's a lot of trolls here on TikTok. I've seen it myself.
For sure. All right, cool. What's up, Mr. Big Manny?
Oh, I was trying to understand your
What's
position.
going on? I'm listening right now, man, because I heard a couple questions, but I don't think nobody really researching what they asking now. Indigenous to America, Black Americans, indigenous to America. The history of America is twisted. So if you learn the history of America and America, you don't know much about it. You gotta look farther past that. Even in college, once you get there, you're gonna have to look past some of the stuff you read now because most of those books have already been tampered and they cite to a certain narrative already throughout history, especially when it's pertaining to America.
What does that do with the question?
Yeah, but Manny, what is that? Yeah. What are you trying to say here though?
I guess what I'm trying to tell you is if you accepting answers from what we've been taught in the United States, they're not never gonna be right most of the times. You're gonna come into a lot of misinformation. So you gotta.
But what does that mean with the prompt? That's what I'm saying. Like, I get you, I feel you, I understand, but
so does
how does this answer the question?
So first thing you would have to know is there's no such thing as a Black American. And exactly.
Come
that's
on,
the first
man.
thing. That's the first thing you're gonna say is what, and that's because I'm gonna have to go farther and farther into explaining. The Black is a title. That's a label. That's a slave title. That's not a fucking ethnicity or ethnical background of any type. That's nothing. It's a color.
Yeah, but Manny, conversely, if I may.
So first thing you have to do is find what that black person was actually called before then. And beforehand, before you were called black, you were Moor. That was the last status that was known. That's Moor.
What?
So the
Nah,
Moors are indigenous black
Hey,
people.
hey, hey,
I don't
hey,
believe
hey,
it.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
That more
Hold
than
on,
rides
hold on,
I don't
hold on.
believe
Hey,
more.
experience.
No,
hey,
sir.
hey, hey,
You're
let me
full
just say one thing real quick.
Back
Let me
him up
just
5%.
let me let me
You
let me
could
let
you
me
could
let
you
me let
could
me
go
clear
look
something
it
up
up.
real
You
quick.
could do
Hold
the
on.
research.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah,
More
sir.
and black is synonymous.
Yes, sir.
More and black is synonymous. Okay.
Okay, so
Where did they find
that
these terms
term black, if you actually look up the term black, what it actually means, you're gonna find out that it means without color,
Oh my
void of color.
goodness.
So it's gonna
Oh
be
my
white.
gosh.
So you have to
Man,
research the
so how do
origin
you
of
want me
words
to
too.
refer to, man?
You have to research the origin of words
Man,
too.
yo,
No, man, you know what, man? You bring up
your
a
Back
good
him
research
point.
is
up.
super limited, dude.
You know what,
Hold
man?
on,
You bring
That's
up a
hold
good
on,
point.
Man.
one mic on me, y'all.
Yeah.
Yo, more
Hey,
and Negro is synonymous. Negro
that is a
and
fact.
black are the
Mute
same
everyone. Mute
thing.
everyone.
Hold on a second.
That's cool. That's
Hold on,
cool.
one
It's
mic, y'all.
true. But
One mic, y'all.
as
One
a
mic,
as
y'all.
a as a
Yo,
legal
No, host,
status,
mute
yo.
everybody.
as a legal
Mute everyone, host.
status.
Yeah, I try not to do that. I try not to just mute people.
Okay.
But yeah. So you said I just want to ask Mr. Big Man a question. You said more is the last status that we had, right?
Yeah, and in what we call the Americas today, that was the last status that we held. It was actually
Who
a
taught you
sultan.
that?
Hold on. I
Who
got
taught you
this,
that?
yo. I got you.
Okay.
I got you this.
All right.
I got you. When was that status enabled?
Well, that was a legal status that we were under. I think the last time it was actually held was in the 1400s. It was removed and
1400s?
replaced. Yeah, it was removed and replaced. It actually got to a point where it was illegal to say the term Moor as an ethnicity in this area in the United States. So that's why you never see it like you're never able to select Moor as an ethnicity or a nationality. You're not going to see it on anything. It's almost like it didn't exist for a long time. So,
What?
but that was done on purpose. I'm serious.
You actually can classify yourself as a Moor.
You can do that. You can do
Now.
that, but it's done under an Americanized standard. So the seat of the Sultan was removed. So the status of a Moor
No, hold on,
legally.
y'all. Let me talk. If you see me talking to somebody one
He's
to
an
one, let me
ISO
talk
right
to
now.
them. I was like, yeah.
the status of being a Moor was removed legally, and the term black was placed as a form of citizenship for people. And there are certain titles that you under legally that don't give you the right to be indigenous to the United States of America. So I guess what I'm trying to explain, a lot of what I'm saying is from a legal standpoint. You guys are looking at things from history, and words in history don't stand up in court. So you can't go to court and win a battle in court using history. It's not going to happen like that. You have to use the legal terms. But anyway,
what is? I'm gonna ask you this: what does more mean in the law?
Okay, so if you were to be what they would call a Moorish national, so a Moorish national is not an American citizen. That's not American citizen.
That's a foreign national.
So,
yeah.
But a Moorish American is an American citizen. You can become an Moorish American. But up until 2024, May of 2024, you couldn't become a Moorish national, but now you can. There was a sultan that was put in place. I think it was in Colorado. It was established sometime in 2024, but the seat of the sultan was put back in place. So it's called the Empire of Morocco, the State Empire of Morocco. It's not the same as the Kingdom of Morocco. They're two different things. The Kingdom of Morocco wasn't established until like 1950 something. And it was did to form a separation in between the Arabs and the blacks that call themselves Moroccan.
Okay.
You can research everything I'm saying. You can go check it out, you'll find it.
Hold on. You know, Moore never left the legal status, right? As a legal status, right?
Well, it's not you can't
I'm
claim
about to
more.
ask. Hold
You
on,
can't claim
I'm
more
about to
on
tell
any
you.
application that you're
Yes,
gonna place, bro.
Moore is a stat. It means officer in the Isles of Wight in law. The Isle of Wight is in Europe, England.
Can I say something?
No, hold on, one second. I'm getting to something. Yeah, Moore never left as a status. It's a isle. You're a bailiff in the court as a Moor, literally. That's what it means in the United States. Now, you want to talk about aboriginality or indigenous, Indian is the legal term.
Nah, that's a slave term in the United
It's not.
States of America.
Who was called? Okay, Moore was the slave term too. 1640 Act and Negro Act in Virginia.
Didn't
Moors were
birth
slaves.
certificates?
Hold on. I'm not done.
Right.
Can you let me land?
My bad.
Like 1648 Negro Act in Virginia. Moors were classified as slaves. They were North African Muslims that were enslaved, right? Louisiana, Moors were slaves. Like, what are we talking about? They were
That's
only
not
free in
actually
South
true.
Carolina. And yes,
Pack
it
'em up.
is.
That's not
I
true.
can pull. Hold on. I can pull up the documents, sir.
That's not true.
No,
What
yes,
I'm
it is.
telling
Yes,
you is
yes, bro.
That's who the
Don't-
Moors
the
originally
Moors.
were, bro.
Oh no. Hold
No,
on.
the
I'm
Moors.
about
The
to
Moors
source
were
up.
not originally slaves, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I'm about
not
to
true.
source. I'm about to show
The
you.
Moors actually
No.
started
All right.
what you call civilization.
Can you source up? I'm about
They
to
were
source
never
up. Can you?
slaves.
Hold on. Can you source up? I'm about to.
I mean, I don't know if they were or not, but I know these.
No, they were never
They were
slaves,
not. They
bro.
were
All
not.
right,
Hey,
They were
man.
not.
Darvin, let me
All
get
right,
at him.
They were the
Hey,
people in
Darvin,
North
let me get at him
Africa.
real quick.
We're supposed
Darvin,
to
let me
call
get at him real
Moors
quick.
were the people from North
more
Africa.
Americans. I mean, that's even worse than Black American. More American. Hello,
You
Sam,
might
are
as well
you
call
more
yourself an
American?
African American if you call
That's
yourself a
a
Moorish
true.
American.
That's also crazy
That's
term
a
too.
fact.
So what do you call a
Somebody.
black man
More
that comes from
more
Africa?
means Negro. More means Negro. The
That's bad.
terminology began with
No.
those people coming out of Africa. That's where the term originates from.
Very bad.
Period.
All right, well, y'all can go while I find this source. Because I don't be capping.
It's
now,
Greek.
well, it's also Latin because more really Marcus
Yeah,
Aurelius.
more
Marcus
Marvels.
Aurelius. Mortals. Mortis.
Yep, that means black or dark skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's North African, Mauritania, Mauritius, Morocco, Algeria, etc. Those are all North.
ancient term as well.
Mauritius, brother.
The Maori
Mauritius
means Westerner.
Yeah.
So you guys are correct. It does mean Westerner, and is also referred to darker skinned people or populations. But I just want to say one more thing.
And they were colonists here. They were brought here as colonists.
There's also
That's not true. The Moors have been in the Americas a long time.
No,
before,
that's false. That's false. That's absolutely
I just want to
false.
say one last thing. There is a people called Moors from the Isle of Moray of Scotland. So in terms of the bailiff of 100, that would most likely refer to the Scottish or the people from the Isle of Moray. So the term Moor does have different meanings.
Well, okay, so to your point, hold on.
I tried to explain the first time
to your
that
point.
It depends on where you're getting your information from, what you're going to be pulling up, because a lot of it is twisted.
I got the source. Hold on, I got the source right here. This is from 1682. This is Virginia government, bro. This is before the United States.
1682. All right,
yeah,
so
this was. Hold on, can you let me finish? This is for this right. The first colony act. This is 1682 Law of Virginia Act, Negro Act, Act 1. It is enacted that all servants can you let me finish, bro? Bro, can you let me can you let me finish, bro? Like, bro, I'm not about to fight to speak on my damn stage, yo. Like, what the hell? Like, damn, you see me reading something, right? Like, damn, it is enacted that all servants which shall be imported into this country either by sea or by land, whether Negroes, Moors, Muslim North Africans, mulattoes, or Indians who had a percentage in native countries are not Christian at the time of their first purchase by some Christian, and all Indians which shall be sold by our neighboring Indians or any trafficking with us for slaves, hereby adjusted and deemed and taken to be slaves to all intents and purposes, any law, usage, or custom to the contrary, notwithstanding. So Moors were classified as slaves in 1682. We want to talk about
some Moors were enslaved. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
more. Yeah, okay, and we got more. This is Louisiana slave registries, right? You have the Louisiana slave registries right here. Name of origin is Nar, Moor, male, African. This is a enslaved person that's a Moor. Like, what are we talking about?
No, we know that already. Yeah, everybody knows that.
Darby, can I ask you?
See, so hold on. I want to add to that. I want to add to that real quick, right? So additionally, there's also court cases out of these colonies, right? Here in North America specifically, that states that if an Indian went to court and they was able to prove whether filing an affidavit, bringing in a witness, filing a lawsuit, all right, establishing their Indian heritage, right, then they will be freed from bondage, okay? Because it was forbidden to hold an Indian as a slave. So this is very distinct from that as a Moor. Very distinct from that of a Moor, okay? And the
Hey, I just
Indians,
wanna
when you read these cases, they were being classified erroneously, falsely, as quote-unquote Negroes, colored, mulatto, etc., so that they could be held as slaves until they proved their Indian heritage.
rest in peace,
Okay?
George Foreman.
That's also true for Moors as well at a certain time, right? Because the English had treaties with these North African states. So at a certain time, Moors were also, it was also illegal to enslave them, depending on the time period. Right? We
Well,
know
the
that
Moors were enslaving people during this period.
Yeah, they were also enslaved people, right? Because
fact.
they were losing their land, so they had to adopt different nationalities.
And there was also warfare taking place between the European nations and the North African nations. And the Moors were defeated. The Moors were defeated.
Yeah, but they were both
And they were enslaved, and they was forced to
other.
convert to Christianity. They was
Moors
forced to
were
convert to
also
Christianity.
enslaving
That's where the term
Christians.
Morisco comes from. Morisco is a Moor that was forced to convert to Christianity after so many Moors were slaughtered over there in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you're going to speak on the Moorish history, let's speak on it in its entirety, in all truth and reality, because they did nothing for this American continent.
Damn.
Besides participating in colonization. That's a fact.
Well, most of them were the original colonists, right? But they were colonists under the Christian religion, under the Christian ideology, right? They weren't under the original law. They also have to take everything into consideration. And I'm not signing for nobody, right? I don't consider myself to be a Moor or anything, but I'm just saying we got to look.
Hey, David, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you pull up King Ferdinand's letter to the Taino Arawak Indians?
All right, let's see.
That is King Ferdinand's letter to the Taino Arawak Indians. This was written in 1493, following the Intercaterra.
While he's looking that up, I want to say it verbally. Rest in peace, George Foreman. He's an icon in the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, George Foreman. I just saw the news, so.
Oh, okay, for sure. R.I.P. dude. All right, yeah, I got it pulled up.
Bro don't know who he was.
Yo, the Sumerians are relevant to this conversation. The Sumerians are relevant.
I was about to say, R.I.P. to him, but, you know, it's kind of.
Yeah, George never did nothing for me, man. The best thing he did was make the George Foreman grill, as far as I'm concerned. No disrespect.
Yeah, I got it right here. This is like a PDF.
That's a
this
bet.
is like
Yo, can you do me this? Can you read the first paragraph?
All right, for sure. Ferdinand letter to the Arawak Indians in the name of King Ferdinand and Joanna, his daughter, Queen of Castile and Leon, conquerors of barbarian nations, we notify you as best as we can, our Lord eternal, created in heaven and earth, and a man and a woman, whom we all descend for all times and all over the world. In the 5,000 years since creation of multitude of generations caused men to divide and establish kingdoms in various parts of the world, among whom God chose St. Peter's as leader of mankind, regardless of their law, sect, or belief. He's seated in St. Peter in Rome, as the best place from which to rule the world, but he allowed him to establish his seat in all parts of the world and rule all people, whether Christian, Moors, Jews, Gentiles, or any other sect.
Pause right there for me. Run that last line back one more time, just for emphasis.
All right. Let me see, what's the last line? He's seated
dealing with the Moors,
yeah.
Hebrews, etc. Run that line one more time.
Yeah, he's seated St. Peter in Rome, the best place which to rule the world, but allowed to establish his seat in all parts of the world and rule people, whether Christian, Moors, Jews, Gentiles, or any other sect.
Okay.
You there?
Yes, we're listening.
No, I'm actually time off you there.
Porter, I accidentally muted myself. My bad. I'm over here moving too fast a little bit. Hold on. So, situation is, this is a letter that was addressed to the Taino Arawak Indians, okay? Now, keep in mind here, these Taino Arawak Indians, these Carib, these are numerous Aboriginal American nations peoples here. They don't speak Latin. The original translation comes from Latin. This is an English translation. They didn't speak Latin. They didn't know what this letter was saying, because if you now continue into the third paragraph, now there's threats being issued towards these same Taino Arawak Indians. Can you fast forward now to the third paragraph?
All right.
I gotta run, y'all, but thank you, host, and God bless y'all.
All right, yeah, peace.
Peace. Thanks, guys.
Okay, cool. Therefore, we request you understand this text, deliberate on its contents within a reasonable time, and recognize the church and its highest priest, the Pope, as rulers of the universe, and their name, the King and Queen of Spain, as rulers of the land, of this land, allowing religious fathers to preach our holy faith to you. Your own compliance as a duty to King, and we in his name will receive you with love and charity and respecting your freedom and that of your wives and sons and your rights of possession. We shall not compel you to baptism unless you inform to the truth who wish to convert to our holy Catholic faith, as almost all your neighbors have done in other islands, in exchange for which your highness bestow many privileges and exemptions upon you.
So there's the preceding text. Pardon me, I said the third paragraph. The previous paragraph is where the threats are introduced, where they're saying if you delay maliciously in doing so, we shall harm you as much as we can. We shall enslave your persons, wives and sons, sell and dispose of you as the king sees fit. Do you see that text there?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so once again, this is a letter that was written to people that do not speak the same language. These were invaders. These were colonists coming for war, and they had just got finished dealing with the Moors. And so, because of the complexion of the indigenous Taino Arawak Indians, right now they are being treated as though they were Moors, and they brought Moors with them to impose this colonial and this destructive system onto these people innocently.
Can I say one
thing?
thing?
These are innocent people here.
I agree with you, brother. But technically, all of them were Moorish descendants, right? But it was more political ideology. It's not really skin color. It's more political, right? Just like the Republican versus Democrats, because both of them were playing both sides. You know, we gotta
appreciate the gifts.
Both of who? Because we're talking about a letter that's addressed from the King of Spain, who was also Pope Borgia. He was the only Spanish pope during this period. Okay, King Ferdinand was also Pope Alexander IV. All right. Now he wrote this letter to Taino Arawak Indians who had nothing to do with nothing going on in Europe and North Africa. They had nothing to do with them over there.
No, I agree. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
I was more talking about the people who they enslaved, which were the Moors, and also the people that they banished who were also converting, right? Because you had some of them who were converting, working within the Spanish government, Portuguese government, and then you had the ones who went to France, right? Took on a different title. Then you had the ones, you know what I'm trying to say? So there's different.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar. I done studied the history of the Moors. I done did presentations about these Moors, and absolutely, you know, they invaded the Moors with Marcus Aurelius. All right, back in the 2nd century, they invaded Europe back in the 2nd century. Okay, and then they stayed behind, and they inflicted all types of harm and abuses onto the indigenous European populations. All right, from Northern Europe to Southern Europe, until they was finally expelled. What was that? Over 1,000 years later. It took 1,000 years for the Europeans to turn the tables.
Well, I agree in that too, but they were also
years. Within the past 500 years. You see what I'm saying? That's an Islamic name, isn't it? Is that not a Islamic, an Arabic name? Tariq Nasheed? That's not American. You see?
Many of them have Moorish ancestry, man. Some of them.
That's a fact.
I'm not saying all of them, right? We're not saying all black people are Moorish because we know that's not true. But
that's and see, that's the key there. That's the key right there. When we say black people, all right, that's a blanket because nobody's black. Like Darvid on the screen, you see him. His color is brown. He's not black.
Well,
his hair is black.
Black and Negro
he's not black.
Are broad generic terms to refer to darker skin, certain group of people, I guess you could say, whatever you want to.
And these are caste system terms. These are caste system terms.
Because back in certain times, people didn't really go by their racial status, or race wasn't really a thing at that time.
What time are you referring to?
We'll say before the 1400s.
Well, before the 1400s, you had the French, you had the Dutch, you had the Scottish, the Welsh. You had numerous tribes and nationalities throughout Europe. They had their territories. You know what I mean? Like so before there was the United Nations, it was something called the League of Nations. And so when you look at the list of the League of Nations, they are representing for so many nations and tribes of their people within that one document. You see what I'm saying? And so certainly they came in all types of colors and complexions because a lot of mixing, what they call miscegenation, took place following the invasion of Africans into Europe, which created racial turmoil.
I think
that's
a part that nobody really talks about, that there were North Africans and Phoenician, Middle Eastern type people invading Europe before Rome was. Right? So there's a whole history that kind of gets skipped over.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, so when we have these discussions, you know what I mean? I just like to make sure that we establish the base for the discussion. All right, because we're seeing here, thank you for updating this title here. Are Black Americans, quote unquote, Indians, Africans, Moors, and Hebrews? Because the situation is there's a mixed population here of quote unquote Black people. Okay, and these are caste system names that are being applied onto innocent populations. In my opinion, the world would be a much better place if people knew what their heritage is, to know what their ancestors did, what harm they caused. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you come to this American continent and you're simply trying to be a colonist and you're trying to benefit from the land and the people here, and you have no respect for the land and the people here, you're creating a problem. Because we're not going to your country doing the same thing. We're not going to Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, etc., trying to make everybody Chata, Powhatan. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? This is a problem. We're not going over there taking their intellectual property, claiming it as ours, claiming their crops, GMOing their crops, feeding them poisoning their population with all types of chemical substances, so on and so. We're not doing that to them. But the world is doing that to us. Every breed of foreigner is doing that to us right now. And they don't want us to be indigenous. They don't want us to be aboriginal. They don't want us to be autochthonous. They don't want us to have our natural rights. And this is our problem that we have to deal with, generation after generation.
Hey, I got a question just for anybody. Like,
what's up?
In your personal opinion, I know you don't really matter, but why do you think like the white supremacists get so mad like when we start talking about like being aboriginal or really being from here? Like they get like so angry. Like I don't understand why. Like what is it about us that gets them so angry? Like
I'm gonna be real. I don't really see white people getting mad. I more see black people getting mad.
Nah, they be trolling. They be trolling heavy. They get angry. Like not even just the native thing. Like it's like they have like a sick obsession with us. Like they always want to see what we do, or like the white supremacists, not all white people, but white supremacists, like the racists. Like I don't get it.
Well, I'm gonna share my experience, right? I'm in my early 40s right now, and I've did a lot of traveling over the years. I've had conversations with people that are quote unquote white supremacists, and I've read white supremacist literature. I've read the KKK's doctrine. And honestly, I agree with their doctrine. They're for the defense and protection of their people. That's natural. That's natural. We're all supposed to be in defense and supporting the security and protection of our people. Now, when we can sit down as intelligent adults, all right, get past color, right? Although they created this color situation, this color dynamic, we have the foreign Negropeans and we have the pale skin Europeans and what have you. They have their ancient conflicts that have nothing to do with us over here. They brought their conflicts over here to us while they were still working together, different factions of them. But when we can have intelligent conversations and dialogues, now we can get something done. Now we can progress somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And
What's
definitely
up? Oh, what's up, Prophet? Oh, my bad. Go
the
ahead.
people that do be trolling,
What's
it's
going on,
like
man?
they are like some will be like mostly like that. They'll be like Africans or it's a lot of that too. Or just that, yeah, and they mad because they not gonna get no type of reparations, or they just some of them just hate the fact that like American blacks would have been so like successful and done some of the like greatest things that they haven't been able to accomplish in their country. I say this even though I'm half African, like I'm coming from that experience. That doesn't affect how I feel about
Which part of Africa, bro? Which part of Africa?
my one of my parents is from Liberia, but my grandmother is from the Caribbean Islands, and my grandfather, he was from here. That's my indigenous connection. He was from Baltimore.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question. You just said Liberia. That's real key right there because you know they sent a lot of American Indians to Liberia during the 1800s.
But I don't think my people is Indians on that side. Only reason I say that is because we can like trace our history back to the Mali Empire. Like
very good.
They full on.
I appreciate your honesty. See, that's the issue when we have people that are dishonest.
Yeah, they about
you see what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
Yeah, on my grandfather's side, they come from that North Carolina,
What's up,
Halifax, Virginia area, Hawaiian Indians, that type of. That's how I got turned on to like I didn't even really know about this. And so I looked at my ancestry. I thought I was gonna find an African there. Well, I was gonna be able to find a slave trade. Because that's how I grew up hearing, like going to school, they kept on drilling in our heads. Then I saw roots.
Slave.
Yeah, you was a slave. Yeah, you from Africa.
And you can't find one. Right?
Yeah, I remember my mother made me watch Roots. I couldn't find it. I was like amazed. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
and so let me ask this question now, right? So for everybody that, because I've spoken to people, like there was this female I was introduced to like over 10 years ago in LA, some years ago, right? So I spoke to her recent months, and she's telling me like, yeah, for 10 years I sat on the reparations board in Los Angeles, California. I'm like, all right, so what did y'all produce? Oh, we're still fighting. Okay, so let me ask you this now, miss. Is anyone that's a part of this reparations council, has anyone identified that they're a descendant of a slave and who benefited from that enslavement of their people? Has anyone done this? And she told me no. I said, okay, so how can you be pursuing reparations for 10 years when none of y'all could prove that you descend from a slave?
That's facts. And to back that up, I actually went to the National History and Archives Center in Washington, D.C., like Darvik, and we looked up family members that were on the Southern Claims Commission, and they were denied like getting anything because they actually handed over. A lot of these people were owed things, and it proves and goes to show that, yeah, we are owed reparations, but you have to look it up and prove if your relative was a chattel slave or they fought in the Civil War and had their restitution taken away from them out of those freedmen's banks. And you also have to prove that they were on a plantation as chattel. A lot of Black Americans can't prove that because back then, slavery was a lot nuanced than we thought because you had a lot of indigenous people that were in chattel slavery, which they don't even talk about. And then you had a large white population that was here that were indentured servants that were larger than the alleged African population.
And they just
hold on. Todd. Yo, salute, Todd. I appreciate your presence here tonight, right? Now, let me just add to that point. So you also had, well, like I heard you said about indentured servants, right? But you had a population of pale skins, quote unquote, white people that were slaves.
Yeah.
There are runaway white people slave records in newspapers coming out the 1800s.
And I got proof of that in my tree. On my father's side, and one of his lineages, far up in one of his lineages, the only slave I got on that side, and that person is white.
Yeah, I got some of that too. Some of the same type of stuff. Yeah, but I can't find like the only ancestor that I know that was married to like some sort of slave was like back in the 1600s. And it was William. It was like the Bass family, but she said she had a baby with an African, but he was a black man. Like they were saying that he was.
Oh, you
I
said
don't know. Yeah, they said
man.
yeah.
You know how much the net worth?
Hold on, Tyrone.
They can hit everything.
I was about to say, hold on. Yeah, I was about to say, it's just, yeah, the Bass or the Basse family, they're descendants of Huguenots and Nazism.
Oh, for real, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
About to get to them Huguenots, man. That's a
But
Black Americans have a large net worth of money. You know that, right? Because how am I seeing this clip of this woman going all the way to Nigeria, got $700 billion, and giving it to Nigerians to make land for Black Americans, but got that shit confiscated? You know how much of that money we could have used to fix our own problems in the United States? $700 billion.
Then I got another question too. Like, if like, so I haven't done my grandmother's genealogy. She was born in Jamaica. Is it more likely that I'll like find like were they the native Indians there? Because she never there too. Because she never said that.
Of course, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I'm saying, but
my grandma was born in Jamaica. My father was born in Jamaica.
Because she would tell me specifically like that she was not African at all. Like I would ask her quite like when I would go to school and they would tell us that shit, I would go home and ask my grandma and be like, I would ask her, she would be like, hell no, what they telling you was wrong.
Well, you got to understand Jamaican history, right? Jamaica was a major hub. So when they first came
That's
here,
a fact.
The American Indians were enslaved first, at least 500,000 of them in the Caribbean region alone. So the British territories and the Spanish territories, Cuba, Hispaniola, they were trading amongst each other. And then they started trading with the British. So there's a whole history that happened before any Africans were enslaved inside Jamaica.
That's a fact.
They don't teach us that, though. It's about that part of Jamaica's history. And I'm Jamaican, so I know this. My people are also from Trinidad.
So you know Jamaica then. You know Jamaica then.
Come on, man. Say nothing new, man.
No. I'm just saying. No. I'm not saying that rhetorically. I'm just saying I'm saluting your people,
I hear
man.
you. I hear you, man. But I'm saying like you also got to understand that Portuguese were also enslaving American Indians in Newfoundland. That's Canada region, right? So nobody really talks about that history. So when we were talking about earlier, the Moorish Huguenots, right? A Moorish Huguenot who founded the city of Quebec in Canada, Samuel Champlain, like he would be classified as white, even though he would have Moorish ancestry and most likely was a dark-skinned man. So at a certain time, they were trying to move it from European descent to skin color.
Because the reason I asked that, because I know there was Indians over there, but looking at the people are saying that I've looked at the records, there was more like, because I've done research, there was more Africans that were imported to Jamaica. When I looked at the American slave records, they was virtually, I did the last year for a project, they was telling us to go back and look, there was virtually no entries, barely any entries for like Africans coming to America. That was like only one or two I was able to find. They were mostly classified as mulatto. But in Jamaica, they say that the records show that a vast majority of them came to Jamaica. So I'm not
I
sure
think
the ratio.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, man. My bad.
That's good.
But I think what we have to do is we have to study the history of Spain and Portugal. This is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The first slaves that they had before they enslaved any Africans were the people who were already in the country. Okay, that's what we have to understand. They were taking lands from people who they would consider they're different kingdoms. So let's say Al-Andalus, let's say Castilian, right? So we know all this, but those were the people that they were first enslaving.
Hold on. Before I want you to continue. Hey, Darvid, can you run a search for Capitis Maximus?
Hold on.
I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can type that in real quick.
Y'all
Because this
you ain't
ties
got no,
into.
you have access
you know
to
it?
the camera? You have access to the camera?
I don't think so. I gotta unlock a couple more things on
Okay.
TikTok before I could do that. But
Yeah, I be
Capitis
forgetting.
Maximus.
Capitis.
Yeah, Capitis Maximus, Capitis Minutus. So now this is Roman law in regards to status. All right, it's a series of them. Okay, so within this structure, you will find the Roman caste system. All right, this is a part of their legal system and their political structure, all of that, right? And so certainly you could rise in the ranks of this caste system, true indeed. However, Capitis Maximus, you are at the bottom and there is no rising. You cannot rise from Maximus. That's just a fact.
And just to add on what you're saying, he's talking about the stripping of rights, right?
That's right.
So
That's right.
There's different ranks of you being stripped of your name,
Pure slave status.
right?
Pure slave status.
This is basically where they started it. Now, what we have to also remember is that what we're calling Roman law and Latin, that's adopted from other ancient Phoenician, North African, other cultures, Greek, right? So
there we go.
You can say it's Roman, yeah, it might be Roman, but it's influenced by other culture.
Yeah, I mean, but so what was imported over here was Roman.
Yeah,
to America. I mean, embedded within the legal system is you have Warrento, quo Warrento. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Roman. You know, habeas corpus, etc. Yo, this skillsman in the chat funny. This skillsman character hilarious. Yeah, man.
You ain't got a profile picture.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Now they funny with it. But yeah, you know,
what's up, Tahonga?
But when we're discussing the chain of events throughout history leading up to 2025, where we are presently, quote unquote 2025, right? I mean, it's good to have this basis, this clarity, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Because like I'd rather know what has happened than to proceed into my future and leading my youth, leading my offspring into an unknown wilderness and war zone called commerce, with colonization being active, destruction being active, and our people being extremely harmed. Like this colonization thing is real for us.
Shit is everywhere. You said who the hell is Black First? You saw Black First. Look me up. Like I'm supposed to know who that is.
I'm
glad you on YouTube. What you on YouTube, TikTok?
That's a super FBA right there. That's a super Negro. That's a super Negro right there.
I'm glad y'all niggas
that's like you. That's what they call it. What's his name? Yakub. That's like Yakub's great grandson or something like that. And they losing their mind right now.
He said, "Look me up." I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, like who do y'all think y'all be? No, he's a pan. Oh, you a pan dusty foot. That's who you are. A pan dusty foot. You need to come over to Twitter.
Receipt Goddess in the chat, yeah. Receipt Goddess, yeah. Oh, we got Receipt Goddess on the. Oh, what's good, Receipt Goddess? How you doing?
I'm all right. My bad. I didn't go live yesterday, but yeah, he a Pan African.
The super Negroes in the chat.
But I appreciate y'all niggas doing this because you know where I'm from. I mean,
y'all niggas. What you talking about? Y'all niggas.
What you
mean, y'all niggas?
I'm still learning, bro. Y'all brothers. No, I mean, y'all brothers. Appreciate y'all brothers doing it because you know a lot of black people don't even really some of us don't even care about.
How you go from niggas to black people? How you just do that? Yo, we Indians over here.
I'm still
learning. Yeah, come on. Oh, excuse me. Say who wants the smoke? Hold on. Yeah, I was about to say I want the smoke. I was
gonna tell them.
Add him up. Yeah. Wait,
man, don't fall for that bullshit, man. Don't fall for that bullshit, bro. These niggas is crazy people.
Hey, what's
bro.
up, TLC? Hold on. I'll introduce yourself first of all.
All right, yeah, my name is Black First. I am a Black American African. I live
American.
I live in this country.
Damn.
I live in this
Hold on,
country. I pay my
for sure.
taxes in this country.
Pay your taxes. Okay.
Shut up,
You
boy.
a
I'm
good
trying to
slave.
talk. Shut
Okay,
up, boy.
you a good
Hold on,
slave.
hold on.
Continue. Continue.
Shut
You a good
up,
slave.
boy. I'm trying to talk.
All right, boy.
boy.
All right, boy.
Finish my introduction. And
Introduction.
on top
Introduce
of it,
yourself, boy.
Excuse me.
Okay,
sir.
boy.
Excuse me, sir.
All right, yeah.
I'm not a sir.
Excuse me. I'm just trying to listen to what the host say. Thank you, host, for allowing me to come up here. You know, many of these people are afraid of me because they know I come with the push, and I'll push they shit in. LT is one of them. He's a drifter. Receipt goddess don't have no receipt. She just run her mouth. And Tomahawk usually is in the. Is that Ling Ling? Tyrone Wing? Is that Ling Ling over here?
That
number
ain't
two?
my name, bro.
Oh, so you say
is Ling Ling.
Hold on,
Oh,
hey,
that's
excuse me.
Ling
Hey,
Ling.
Tyrone.
Hey, y'all, wait,
Hey,
real quick. Let
Hold
me
on,
finish
no, I
on
was
Ling
about to
Ling
say,
right
oh, you
quick.
say
Let
you
me
the
land
top.
right
Hold
Let
on,
me
wait a
land
minute,
right
wait,
quick.
wait a minute. Wait, yeah, I was about to say, oh, you say you the top dog over here. Okay.
Can I land right quick?
Okay,
Y'all know
for
Ling
sure.
Ling.
Nah, you're
Yeah,
a
y'all know.
crash, B. You're a
Y'all know
crash,
Ling
man.
Ling just took his DNA test.
You
and showed it
just
over
shot
there
yourself out the sky, man.
on
Come on.
YouTube, and he all African.
All
Y'all know that,
African,
right?
okay.
Black
Tyrone Ling Ling,
first
that's
has
it.
All
no
right, cool.
No, I'm
Nah,
not.
Yo, this
hold
super
on. I'm trying to
Negro
talk.
bugging.
Hold on. I'm trying to talk to you. Excuse me. All right, cool. Where you from?
Detroit,
Detroit. Where your grandparents from?
Alabama.
Alabama.
Mobile
Where
to
they
be
parents?
exact.
Mobile. Where they parents from?
All around Alabama, anywhere from Bay Minette, Tensas,
So where the African at?
excuse me,
Hold on. Yo, I got it, y'all.
burnt corn, all types of places down in Alabama.
All right, cool. Where your second grades from?
Pretty much the same area. Yeah,
Check.
all of them.
You wasn't
pretty
sure?
much from-
You wasn't sure?
I'm absolutely sure. I got my what's the name? My genealogy go all the way back to 1803.
1803.
That's
Cool.
not far.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Yo, I got this. Like
He's one of them
1803.
sassy
Cool.
musky warrior clan.
Hold on. One
That's
second.
how
One
he
second.
know
One
me.
second. Yo,
You
one
got
second.
the
Hold on.
car, baby.
Let Darby get it in.
Yeah, one second. I'll let y'all pick after. You say 1803. It stops there.
That's where I'm at right now. I haven't went any further. So yeah.
What's the hiccup you got?
Because I got a life to live. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy. You know, I make a lot of money.
Okay, you make a lot of money. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, cool. So, where were they from in 1803?
Alabama.
So just Alabama? No Africa?
Yeah. They by way of Africa.
They probably
Okay. What ship?
Yeah, it doesn't matter about what ship.
No, it does.
Because
It does matter. What
Excuse
ship?
me.
Hold on.
Excuse me. Let me explain. You asked me about a ship.
Hold
and
on.
I explained to you.
Hold on. No, I just said something. It does matter. Because if you're coming by way somewhere, you should have a document to say you came by way of something, right?
Crickets.
Oh, is he cricket? Oh, he had to step out for a bit.
Uh-oh.
I was like, he
getting money. He getting money.
Yeah,
he
he
getting money
getting
right now.
Talk-
he getting money.
Nah,
he on mute.
I think I know
on
what
mute
his
while he
clown
getting
comes
money.
from. He one of them musky warrior clan sassy groupies.
It's good. I was about he
Not
gonna
a
say
coincidence.
they say he go the Clotilda ain't happened until after 1803.
He
So if
getting
you say
money.
Clotilda,
But it actually, actuality though, as an Alabamian, his ancestors are probably free.
man.
I want to know what tribe in Africa he from.
I mean, yo, you got Alabama Kushada as well, yo. So like, I mean, I'm about to do some research and everything he just said right there. But I'm just saying, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds like he's
denied.
It sounds like he wants to be an African. He'll want to be African. That's what it sounds like to me. He wants to be an African.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying.
African.
He said what he said, bro. Like he literally makes a lot of money.
He dipset. He dipset.
Hold on.
Damn.
Did he leave?
Go ahead.
I told
he
you.
left.
Yeah, want to be when you tell them that they want to be African.
Hold
you know
on.
what I mean?
Let's just talk about the receipts though. You know what I'm saying? Because we could cap all day, but the fact that they make a lot of money.
Oh, she really is the receipt goddess. Oh God.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Holiday.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I'm just saying. He said I
Stop
don't have
it.
receipts, but he don't never want to tell people that I helped him with a genealogy, though.
Oh, wow.
That's
Mhm.
body
He want
work.
that money.
And it only went back to 1803. It's crazy.
Man.
Further than
Hey, yo, hey, Ma, you got your bread though, right? Because as he get money, you got your bread too, though, huh?
Hey, who me?
I hope he paid you.
Hey, I don't get them Pan African funds. But let me pull up some more receipts since he said I don't have receipts.
Oh
This
shit.
body work. I like
Yeah.
this. I like
Let's see.
this.
Okay, first, right? Remember I was telling you about them ICANN accounts?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pan African. Y'all got something to do with that?
Hold on. Can somebody read that, please?
Yeah, the Institute of Chartered Accounts of Nigeria, right? And you see, if you just screenshot, you know what I'm saying, but go down,
Accounts
you
of
see Pan
India.
No,
Oh,
listen, hold
different
on,
than
bro.
that.
Hold on. The fact that Pan Africans have something to do with this.
Clock that T.
Dang,
he's
Pan
back.
African. Y'all
Oh
see.
yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want.
glad you back up here.
He had to get his
sorry about
money
that.
real quick.
Hey,
What's
this
up,
you?
Skills?
This your people?
Hold on, I got this, yo. I got this.
I don't know what you mean. Who is this? What is this?
This is Black First.
Yeah, I'm talking about what's that receipt that you gotta?
That's that ICANN account.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I want for him to explain. This you, dog?
I don't know what this is. Institute of
This your folks?
Hey, look. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
Tell us Justice League.
I mean,
hold on, Holiday.
What's so fucking funny? I mean,
Hold
only
on, y'all.
crazy
Hold on, y'all.
people.
You, my nigga, you.
Hold on. I got a
You
question
know, that's
for
a
you.
psychological. That's a sign of psychological.
Tell the Justice League.
Black
Hold
First.
on. Can y'all? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the richest man, right?
Out of
And
Nigeria.
the richest black man in the world, right?
Out of Nigeria.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I see. Is he out of Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the name of his company, right? Oh.
Okay, cool. You got it.
So why is there a such thing as Pan African?
Answer the question.
The question. Well, the question is,
So
what is the
my
This done
question
turned
is
into an
this.
interrogation.
Hold
Goddamn.
on.
See, this is what I'm saying about you wild ass Indians. Let the lady speak, bro. Stop interrupting.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, so my question is this.
Oh, now we
So-
Indians though.
Hold on. My question is this. Why is there such thing as Pan-African countries? And my bad, y'all. And then on top of that, right? These Pan-African countries, why are they all of the African countries?
Why is there such thing as Pan-African countries, and why are they all
of them? Yeah, African countries.
Pan-African is an ideal, first of all, right?
So when you going to Africa, man? When you going to Africa, man?
Can y'all?
Let him talk. Let him talk.
I was about to say, can we let people
Watch your mouth, though.
I ain't gotta watch my mouth. Ain't nobody kid up here.
You ain't got no skill. But go ahead, carry on. Go off.
Man,
I'm sorry about that, host, but I don't like to be interrupted, man. She asked me a question. I'm trying to be civil.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Yeah, good.
Right. So again, Pan-Africanism is an idea that suggests that there's an opportunity for every descendant of Africa, those who live on the continent and those who are spread it around the world, for us to have an opportunity to deal with one another, communicate with one another, business with one another, define our future, define our destiny, and so on and so forth. That's all it is. It's not about going back to Africa or moving back to Africa. It's about all of us having a hand and a say in what we do as African descendants throughout the world. So is that good enough for you, Sister Receipts?
Okay, so I just want you to be honest before I pull out these receipts, right? So you said it benefits. Hold on. Let me get it out. You say it benefits the African descents, right? I feel you.
So
But my whole question is this.
So
Hold
it
on.
can benefit.
Let
So
me
it
get it
can
out.
benefit.
Let me get it out. So my thing is this. Why are y'all not talking about the fact that y'all import from America?
Ooh.
Why? Hold on. I'm just saying. The Dangote, right? The dude who is the richest black man in the world, right? He is a Nigerian. But why does he import everything from America? Like, why is these Pan-African countries responsible for importing in America?
Yeah, okay. Great question.
We was
So
already here.
And then why are they saying that these are being done? Like why are they saying all the gold and stuff come from Africa when y'all import from America?
Right. So again,
all the gold.
If you understand trade and how it works, excuse me, if you understand trade and how it works between sovereign nations, Chinese, excuse me, I'm not done. Chinese import stuff from America. Canada imports stuff from America.
You're not talking about the Chinese nor Canada.
Shut up, man.
You know what I mean? You shut up, man. Stay on the subject. Stay on the subject. You a Pan-African. Stay on a Pan-African topic, dude.
Yo, come on, dog. I ain't trying to mute or drop nobody. Like, come on, bro.
You just being disrespectful for no reason. Okay. So again, when you're a sovereign nation, you become a part of a trading system, whether it be trading amongst the majority of other countries or some countries and so on and so forth. So just like America may import things into Africa, Africa imports things into America, and vice, and that's just how it works.
Okay.
So
So
what's
look.
the problem?
So I didn't mean to cut you off,
All
right?
right, sis, you got it.
So right here, right? This Dangote company is a Pan-African company, right?
Do it say it's a
And y'all
Pan-African
import.
company?
Hold on, brother. Y'all import.
Don't be disingenuous.
So look,
Is this a Pan-African country company? Does it say that
it's a company?
Does it say it's a Pan-African company, ma'am? Do it say that?
It is. Okay, all right.
So if it say that, then we can go there. But
I got you.
I don't want you to mislabel things. Because,
Oh,
that's
of
what y'all
course
do.
not. Of course not,
I
right?
love to mislabel stuff.
Okay, just wrong.
Just
wrong.
I got you. Because I got the receipts. I'm just saying, I really want you to just tell them the truth.
Usually don't pan out to be nothing but a bunch of
receipts.
Gibberish.
Okay. This is like, your yearly annual, right?
No. I asked you about the company. Was that company?
I got you.
A Pan-African company. I didn't ask you about
I got you.
nothing else.
Matter of fact, hold on. Let me make sure I pull up the right one. But y'all screenshot this since he want to overlook this. But hold on.
This how y'all do it though, man. This is ridiculous.
If you want to speak on it, then you gotta be able to fucking take that shit back. You feel me?
I don't have to take nothing.
But you do though. If you feel me,
Receipt guys killed you, bro.
Communication means that you have to comprehend. If you can't comprehend, then that means that you're ignorant.
About comprehending, young lady, in respects to being.
I'm 32. Thank you. I am young. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but I just want you to know that.
Get your ass up
me?
on the pen so we can read.
Yo, Tyrone.
Show your DNA.
Can y'all stop? Yo,
You
can
got
y'all
it.
stop? Hold on. I'm about to say, can y'all stop interrupting people while they talking? Like, come on, have some decorum, bro.
You don't have no decorum. You don't have decorum, bro.
It's his page.
And no ad hoc, no ad hoc. Like can we? Yeah, I was about to say, y'all gotta chill, bro. Like, I know I be joking, but y'all starting to act musty now. Like, I don't anti-must. I got an anti-musty quota. Back to
I
Reese.
got my deodorant on, bro. I ain't gonna act like that no more. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. I mean, I just, like I said, I'm not up here to argue.
There you go, Black first.
I'm sorry. What is it? Okay, cool. Now you can proceed.
Yes, the Dangote Group, right, is a Pan-African company that imports and distributes consumer goods, right? Now, I'm just saying, what you mean? Now, I'm going to pull up the receipt that I just pulled up too, and I got way more, bro. Like, y'all import from America. And then because y'all send it to y'all little Nigerian refinery. I'm just saying, like, let's be honest. This is one of y'all companies.
Hey,
So
man, I
y'all
appreciate this info
responsible.
right here too. By the way,
Hold
I
on, hold
appreciate this
on.
info.
Okay, but I'm just saying, y'all literally be stealing from us. And then on top of that, hold on, god damn, y'all just acting lusty as hell.
Africans steal from. I'm an American for one, ma'am. I don't live in
So-
Africa, ma'am.
But you claiming African.
I'm African descendant. It's a different.
Okay, so
Okay.
so descendant, right? Descendant, an African descendant. So could you find one water vessel that could take anybody from America to Africa without a plane?
You know, at this particular time, yeah, of course. We don't have there's no what's those things called, cruise ships with, you know, a bunch of passengers on it going to Africa. But of course, there are,
You're lying.
excuse me, there are cargo ships that travel from America to Africa all day, every day, because that's what importating is. That's what import mean. They import stuff from America via ship.
Possible that Africa is here because Port City.
Oh no.
He said that he went to Egypt, but the images on his video shows that he was in Arizona.
Please stop reaching. Ain't nobody
I'm
about
just
to
saying.
go to, ain't nobody about to spend $3,000. Hold on 1 second. Ain't nobody about to spend $3,000.
Yes, they would. Why not?
Me.
He make a lot of money.
Ain't nobody about to spend $3,000 to go to Arizona.
Man, just don't.
You don't have to
avoid-
pay
I'm
$3,000 to go
asking
to
you a
Arizona,
question.
sis.
I'm asking
In
you a
America,
question.
you only have to pay
I'm
$500
asking you
to
a
get over to that
question.
side of town from
Black
where I'm at.
first.
Sir.
Black first.
Me, ma'am.
Black first.
Sorry. I didn't mean to
Black
call you
first.
sir. My bad.
Black first. It's okay. I just asked you a question. He took a video saying that he was in Egypt, but he was literally in Arizona.
No, he wasn't. That's a
Yes, he
lie.
was.
You're lying.
I have the images, bro. Like, come on, let's keep it 100.
You're lying on that, brother.
I'm not lying on that
You are
man.
lying on him.
I'm on live.
You are lying on him.
So why would I
Pull up the
lie?
receipt.
Yo, hey, Darvin, I got a question real quick. Darvin, can you run a search real quick and show it on the screen? Philadelphia, I believe it was 2022, 2023. There was an African crime ring, right? Where they were headshotting and carjacking, quote unquote, black people in the city of Philadelphia, stealing their vehicles and shipping it to Africa. Can you run that?
I was about to say everybody should know about that. Hold on, wait a minute.
What's the
I was
problem
about
with
to.
that? You
I
niggas
was
do
about
it
to.
every day to yourselves anyway.
No, hold on. I was about to say.
Whoa, wait a minute,
y'all. Time out. I'm trying to take control of the goddamn stage, yo. Like this don't do no service to the people that's listening. People keep interjecting and interrupting each other, bro. Like, come on. We gotta think about the people that's watching, just not ourselves. Oh, but
Darvin,
yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah, I was about to say, but yeah, a lot of the car, like, it's a lot of people that it ain't just happened in Philly. A lot of carjackings. They had African crime rings doing carjackings in different cities and states too. Like,
But this is a case in point, though, in regards to import and export, though. This is a case in point while we're on this subject that was just introduced here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just adding to what was just introduced in the subject matter of are Black Americans, Indians, Africans, Moors, and Hebrews. And now we got a Pan-African, self-proclaimed, self-determined Pan-African who says that he descends from people from Alabama, but he has yet to identify any ship of Africans that he descends from, right? And he's talking about trade and this, that, and the other. And Receipt Goddess has just established the fact that Pan-Africans are benefiting from our American nation's resources.
Wow.
Yeah. What you want? What you want? Yeah. I want to pick up where we left off too.
Right.
But yeah.
So real quick, let me respond. Real quick, Sister Receipts. Again, when people are importing between nations, that means that they are either purchasing those particular items. So once it comes into their country, they, the people who pay for it, they get to get it and go out here and sell it and resell it for whatever price they want. And or sometimes your daddy Trump just put a 25% tariff on goods imported from Canada and Mexico, right? So when Daddy Trump put those tariffs on, that means that when Mexico and Canada was in this trade agreement with the United States of America, they'll give that to the American business as consignment, and then they'll get their money off the top. So if you know what, excuse me, I'm not done. I'm not gonna be long. Just give me 10 more seconds. So because
let me grab these other receipts. Go ahead.
Right. So if you understand anything about supply and demand and who get paid, then that's a different story. Obviously, you're not no street dude. You just sound like one.
He said that, bro. What's up? Let's see. Let me see who's on the stream yard right now. All right, cool. Shout out to everybody.
Hey, can I speak to Tyrone? Hey, Tyrone. Hey, man. Hey, I be over there on Not a Coincidence Live, man. That's how I know you and Sean P be, pushing your shit in all the time.
He don't do shit to me, bro.
He destroy you,
I
bro.
embody this clown. This nigga is so coward made. Like he's still mad because I beat up his nigga YK the lie.
Definitely did beat YK.
I bodied that nigga in the debate.
You definitely did beat him up in no debate, bro.
Yes, I did, bro.
Clown,
the dude lost.
You are a clown,
now,
bro.
The nigga lost. This dude don't even know how to interpret DNA.
Yo, it's really ridiculous, man. Like, yo, man, hold on. This dude just said he from Alabama, but he banging goddamn Pan-Africanism, man. This don't make sense to me, man.
That's crazy word.
All right, cool. Like, so you on?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you a Prince Hall? Are you a Prince Hall? Are you a Prince Hall Mason?
Yo, hold on. Like, come on, bro. I ain't got it. Where's the mods? Where are the mods? I mean, Receipt Goddess is a mod. Susan is here. Like, yeah, she's there. She says she's there. But yeah. What you say? Okay, you got something expand. I'm gonna expand you.
No, I just wanted to show everybody how Ling Ling get down, man. He be walking around here with his Ninja Turtle mask on.
Shot at her.
Crazy dog.
Cool.
And he got on the stage.
But yeah, you be on YouTube like first.
Yeah, I be on YouTube with over there with Not a Coincidence, Chris Harris, Sean P, the Maasai Warriors. You know what I'm saying? We be banging on this fake Indian movement all day, every day.
Who the fake?
Bro, you don't bang on nothing.
Hold on, can y'all? All right, yo, hold on. Can't y'all see me? Hold on, can y'all? Yo, all right, yo.
All right, so
yo, like did ass, yo, like, come on, bro. Keep y'all emotions in check, man. Like, God damn. Just because somebody say something don't mean you gotta respond to it in a way, right? I'm trying to talk to the man.
All right, gotcha.
All right, bro. Oh, what was I saying?
About being on YouTube.
Fake, yeah. Okay, cool. Fake Indian movement. So you be on SideNetter and stuff like that?
I've been up there, but I no longer subscribe to the idiocracy of SideNetter. I'm more of a I be on Q Butter panel a lot. You know what I'm saying? Real black folk trying to make some real moves out here. You know, SideNetter about entertainment. So I've been dumped that, you know what I'm saying, about 2 years ago.
Okay, cool. What okay. So yeah, what about the fake Indian movement? Like what's that about? What's that whole thing about?
Well, because as simple as having a poet, right? Just a person who sat down one day and wrote a poem about being who may look like me, and then claim that they were always in this land. You cannot find as simple as a poet that made that particular claim. Over the course of America's history.
So you said a poet. So you need a poet to tell people they're from America.
No. So what I'm saying is there's no record of this movement historically. There's no science that supports this movement.
No science.
Historically, there's nothing out here that gives credence to this urban myth other than what grandma supposedly said.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So there are records. I'll say that. Before I like to test where people are, test the waters before I go in. I'm related to chiefs of indigenous tribes.
Okay, and
in what way? The Proctor, Turkey Teok, William Sheridan Proctor, resurrected Piscataway in the 1990s. That's my cousin. Right?
For the 1990s?
Yeah. Tribes had to be resurrected that were extinct, right? They were resurrected. He linked up with tribes that already existed that spoke Algonquin, and he resurrected the Piscataway.
You said Piscataway? I never heard of it.
Piscataway.
Okay. All right, so I'll look that up. But here's my thing too, though.
No. I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet.
No, real quick.
I'm not finished yet. It's plenty of chiefs. There's plenty of people that were reclassified. Turkey Teok was one of them, right? Yeah, William Chief Henry
What
Atkins.
year was that? What year was that?
In the 1900s.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Because Indian, there was no classification for Indian until like 1860.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no classification for Native American until 1960.
Right. I got that.
Right. So if people were indigenous, what do you think they were classified as?
All right. Whatever tribe that they belonged in.
If they were a part of the system, what would they be classified as? Why are there so many chiefs classified as either white, black, mulatto, or colored?
No, they would be considered Indian since 1492, since Columbus stumbled.
But if you were assimilated into the United States and they had no classification for Indian, what does that tell you?
Brother, listen, because all of the nations.
Are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell me? I'm asking you a question.
I'm going to tell you because your question is a loaded question, is not properly context. Because
it is properly context. I told you the context early before I asked it.
Here we go.
So what are we talking about?
So, Darby, can I respond?
No, if I'm talking to somebody, let me talk to them. I let y'all talk all day on my fucking lives. When I want to speak to somebody, let me speak to them. Like, why the fuck do I have to keep asking to speak to people on my goddamn live? Like, come on, bro. You take an inch, you give an inch, they take a fucking mile. Like, goddamn.
So if I could respond real quick, host, we know that the nations, the different indigenous nations were sovereign. They were their own nation. They had their own governments. They had their own everything. So they didn't have to, and they were not a part of the jurisdiction of quote unquote the United States of America. And that's why they never showed up on census reports and so on and so forth, because the USA had treaties with them and they were their own government. They had their own constitutions. They had their own everything. So, again, that's why I say your question is loaded and is not in this proper context, because you're leaving out something that's very important on why they weren't classified amongst at first the black. They were their own separate nations.
Cool. What about the ones that got enslaved?
Of course, we understand that there was indigenous slavery. That's not anything that can be denied, but they were still Indians.
Okay. What were they? They're a part of the jurisdiction though, right?
But they were still Indians.
What were they classified? If they weren't classified as black or white, if they weren't classified as Indian under the jurisdiction, what would they be?
Slaves.
Okay, what were slaves classified as?
Originally slaves were classified as slaves.
And then it moved to what context?
And then it moved to Negro. Because Negro, Tyrone, can you go mute? We hearing you eating them Doritos over there. Damn, this is effective.
Yeah, Tyrone. Yeah, I'm gonna meet you real quick. Just 1 second, bro.
Yeah. So as you know, the word Negro is what we call an exonym. It's a borrowed word that the British used or borrowed from the Portuguese and the Spanish. After you know, certain wars that kind of pushed the Spanish more so into South America, the British and the Dutch held on to that particular name for African slaves. At one point, yeah, we do know that Negro was used by the Portuguese to describe the people of Hispaniola, and it was called the Negro de Terra, mean Negroes or blacks of the land. But it was synonymous. I mean, it was actually used at the same time with Negro de Guinea, which means blacks of Guinea or Africa at that particular time. So we understand the history of this, right? And we know that the Taino people, we know the Arawakan speaking people, we know all of these indigenous people were massively unalived by European invasion, conflict and disease. And Queen Isabella, I forgot the king's name. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I forget. Ferdinand declared that they didn't want to call the indigenous people of the Americas Negroes anymore because they felt that they could save these people's soul. That's where Indio or whatever, children of God, and so all of this type of stuff. But they also deemed, because of a particular papal bull, that the people of the continent of Africa would be the perpetual enslaved people.
Okay.
Okay. That's just a quick synopsis. So to let you know that I ain't no, I'm really deep with this.
Okay, cool. All right. So when we talk about United States, because that's what I'm talking about. Right, you have people classified as many different things, right? How come these chiefs that assimilate are descendants of people that assimilated into the United States jurisdiction? Why are they being classified as white, black, mulatto, right? And resurrecting their tribes? What about the tribes that went culturally extinct? What about them?
Quick second, hold on 1 second.
Well, until he come back, I just wanted to say, Papilla Bull is America.
Yeah,
That's all.
for sure.
But I'll go back on mute. I'll just pull up more receipts.
And can I address this clown for a second? Because he said a lie at the beginning of his statement. He said that there's no academic sources that backs up the Black Indian information. Turns out that's a lie. So authors that are backing this information is Angela Walton Raji, a genealogist and historian specializing in the intersection of Black American and American Indian studies and ancestry, author of Black Indian Genealogy Research, African American Ancestors Among the Five Civilized Tribes, one of the leading researchers on the freedmen of the Five Civilized Tribes and Black Native genealogy, Cersei Strum, anthropologist and professor at the University of Texas at Austin, author of Blood Politics, Race, Culture, and Identity in the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, which examines Black Cherokee identity and racial politics in Native nations. Taya Miles, historian and professor at Harvard University and recipient of MacArthur Guinness Grant, author of Ties That Bind, the story of an Afro-Cherokee family in slavery and freedom, which explores the relationship between Black and Native American histories. William Loren Katz, historian and author of Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage, which brought national attention to the shared history of Negroes and Indians. His research focused on
Indian Negroes Alliance, particularly during slavery and resistant movements. You got Erica L. Coleman, historian specializing in race and identity in Indian and Negro communities, author that Blood Stayed Pure, Black Americans, Indians, and the Predicament of Race and Identity in Virginia, which examines racial politics and historical narratives. Jack D. Forbes, Native American historian of Lenape and Lenape heritage, the scholar of Negro and Indian relations, author of Africans and Native Americans, the language of race and the evolution of red-black peoples, which traces early African and Native American connections, which our body
this what you
bag
do on
a
Shine
bunch of you
Peas.
Negroes on Not a Coincidence.
Hey, Ling.
Claudio,
Why you doing that?
son.
Why you doing that, Ling? Why you doing
No,
that,
I'm going
Ling?
down the receipts.
No, let me ask you. Let me.
Because you want to
excuse
only
me.
say some African bullshit.
No. I'm not saying semantics. What I
No,
said.
this is not semantics.
What I said.
This is a
What I
long
said.
list of
What I
people
said
bagging
was
your
historically.
claim.
What I said, Ling. What I said
That's not my name,
historically.
bitch, nigga.
I said.
Respect me.
Ling. I said.
That's not my name.
Originally,
Respect
my
me. Put some
thing
respect
was.
on
I
my
thought that
name.
was your name. Everybody. I'm sorry, brother.
All right,
Damn.
so
But anyway,
all right, I'm
but
back.
Ling, real quick, Ling, real quick,
You are
Ling.
mod, I think, right?
No, not on this page.
Real quick, Ling. You just went down a list of
Calling
contemporary,
It says you're a moderator.
modern day people. I said historically. Give me one historical
Carter G. Woodson, Booker T. Washington.
See, they keep muting me in the chat for I'm not even in the chat. But anyway,
Bruh, you
I'm
said
saying
historically, right?
No, Tyrone, come on, man. I'm talking about from the time that people who look like me were forcibly brought over to this land.
This is during the time of slavery and
Excuse me,
Reconstruction
sir.
and Jim Crow.
I'm not even finished with my question.
One mic.
Right. So thank you. So host, I said that historically nobody on the Indian movement side can show or provide one at the simplest one poet who talked the way that people are talking today back historically. So that's in the 60s, 70s, 1800s.
Why would they have to say that?
Okay, so if you ask me again about why don't I think that this movement, whatever, I forgot what it was, but it's all about the legitimacy of this movement, right? Or this
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. Why would we need someone to say something for us when our family say it?
Right. So again, historically, right?
Why do we need to legitimize to who? Who do you need to legitimize your family?
So my answer to that is, if you're going to say that you are a particular people group that nobody else has heard of except for you, your family, Tyron
we grew up
and his
hearing
family,
this. I was about to say we grew up hearing this shit. Let's not. I go like this. This
I wasn't done though.
No, I don't give a fuck. Honestly,
So
obviously.
I mean, I wasn't being disrespectful to you.
Obviously, I don't give a fuck. If I'm speaking,
Well,
I'm speaking.
Give a fuck because if
No,
you're gonna
really
lie,
don't.
you're gonna lie.
I really, I'm not about to lie.
If you're a liar, you're a liar. So put it like that.
Like if I'm a liar, then prove that people are liars. Do you know my family?
Prove it.
No. Do you hold on? Do you know anybody's family on the stage?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I don't.
No,
so I can still prove it.
I
still can prove it.
So hold on, wait a minute.
I still can prove it, nigga.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I bet you I can.
Get him, Darvid.
No,
give
wait
me
a minute.
name.
One second.
Give me a name so I can do your genealogy, nigga. I bet you I prove it.
You can't get past 1803.
Give me a name, nigga.
Hold on.
Give me a name.
Hold on, bruv. You can't get past 8. This is coming from someone that can't get past 1803 in their own family. How the fuck are you gonna do someone else's genealogy, bruv?
Because I got a lot of money, nigga, and I go hire a professional, nigga, and I'll put that professional on it and make sure that it comes out, nigga. Give me the names. Give me the names. Take up the motherfucking challenge, nigga.
One second. Did you hire a professional for yourself?
Respectful. I haven't. I don't need to.
Because you don't need to. Why? You got all this money, right? But you can't hire that shit for yourself.
need to, nigga.
You don't
I'm
need
doing the work myself.
Because you don't need to. You don't need. Why can't you? You don't give a fuck about your own family.
You don't tell me what I don't give a fuck about. You're lying, nigga. I'm not up here lying about being no fucking Indian, nigga.
Hold on. You don't give a fuck about your
Indian, nigga.
Yo,
What
can
you
you
talk about?
Hold on. This is why you musty ass Pan African YouTubers are still struggling for clicks on YouTube.
Facts.
Yeah.
Y'all have no substance, right? You have no substance. You don't. Nobody gives a fuck about that Pan African babble no more, right? Y'all have no substance. Y'all are never in.
Y'all walk around here calling yourselves.
Hold on. Y'all have no
substance.
Man, all right, yeah, y'all have no substance. Y'all still don't be in Africa, huh? Why aren't you in Africa, sir? Africa needs you, huh? You know how many people are struggling in Africa right now that could use your money? Why aren't you there? Huh? You're in here.
Ask me how much money I'm making from the continent of Africa. That's what you should be asking.
Wait a minute.
He ain't making no dollars.
There's people in
asking
Africa.
if I got investments in Africa.
Hold on, sir. There's people in Africa that need you, right? And you're in here arguing with. Hold on. You're invested in Africa. How much have you
invested in it? Nigeria, Ghana. I'm invested in it.
Where you at? Where you at for the people in those villages, huh?
Why I gotta be there, nigga? Why I gotta be there?
Why can't you talk about making an impact on people? Why
do I gotta work at Google?
What does that have to do with anything?
Wait a minute. Shut
at Google.
If you talk about impacting the people, right? You talking about
you're being stupid, bro.
I'm not being stupid. I'm not being stupid. Why can't people show
have to be in Africa and
hold on? Why can't dude
to be in Africa to
Yo, I'm about to disconnect you. Like, shut the fuck up.
Fuck you. You're dumb and you're lying.
I'm dumb and I'm lying, but you won't let me you won't let me get my point out. If you're so smart, right? Let people talk. Huh? Since you know everything, let people talk. Okay? Right. Your musty ass came to my live. I don't need you for clicks. We don't need you Pan-Africans for clicks. Obviously. Y'all niggas are struggling. Y'all can't even get y'all own clicks. Huh? Name the biggest Pan-African YouTuber right now. It's fucking Sonetter. And guess what he's doing? Entertainment.
Yep.
Who do people think they are? This nigga came in my chat saying, "Oh, you need to look me up. I never heard of your ass before."
Hey, bro.
Exactly.
Who do y'all think y'all be?
They know
Niggas.
me, and I'm just a
host.
fucking social media.
Hold on. Like, people need an ego check for real. like they some superstars or something. Like, we need to be looking up to these niggas, right? What? We don't need to look up to none of you niggas. Y'all niggas in let Nature Boy run around for years, huh?
Facts.
Yeah, let's really talk about it. Y'all let Nature Boy run around for years, huh? Y'all let Brother Polite run around for years. Where you niggas
Dr.
at?
York.
Y'all niggas let Dr. York run around for years. You nasty motherfuckers. Where were you niggas at? Huh? Talk about we here for the people. Fuck you. You let these people terrorize others, right? Children. Y'all let them terrorize children. Y'all let them terrorize babies. Huh? Where are these dissertations and presentations? Right? Africa Bambaataa. Fuck is wrong with these niggas?
He
Hold on
said,
1 second, y'all. Can't you see I'm talking right now?
All right. Gotcha.
Can't you see I'm talking? Like, this is some real shit.
Okay.
This is some real shit, bro. Got the nerve to act like y'all some pinnacle to society or something. Like, we should look up to y'all. Y'all ain't said shit about these predators. I ain't seen not near video of about these predators. Y'all want to talk about people pretendians and shit. Fuck you. Who do y'all think y'all are? Oh God, who do they think they are? Like, we don't know y'all. Who y'all are? Who y'all be around? Huh? Nature Boy was running around, let a woman die. Because he told her to stop taking her goddamn medicine. What are we talking about? Y'all worried about pretendians. Oh yeah, pretending this, pretending that, huh? The person that created Kwanzaa and trapped somebody, false imprisonment, abuse people, allegedly, huh? You got this big Pan-African lady on X named Cake Lady, who has a son. I gotta be mindful what I say because I'm on TikTok, right? Son that assaulted people, left the woman paralyzed. She has abuse charges with herself. She on national TV defending this piece of shit. But Avalon, yeah, y'all ain't putting in the work. Y'all not even in the cost of the act. They need people over there, bro. All this bullshit that's going on over there in Africa. I know we focus on America too, but there's bullshit going on in Africa too. You investing into corruptness. How about that? The people in Africa, their politicians and leaders are corrupt, and you're investing in the corruption. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't want to hear shit about from no Pan African. On God. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm not that familiar with you guys who claim that a lot of Black Americans are Native and stuff like that. I just want to ask a question, like, what is your explanation for the people, the people who are widely recognized as Native Americans, like the people who live on reservations? If you guys were indigenous, then where do they come from?
I don't feel like explaining that shit, right? Why do y'all come up here and ask dumb shit like this? Huh? Y'all want to stir some shit up? Fuck off. If you want to know about them, don't research them. Like what?
So y'all
want to stir some shit up for no reason, dude.
So do you not know, or
we do know. They can't answer
say
questions like that. They can't answer
Why?
Some of them. Okay, cool. That was a good question, Doc. I followed you, host. Like, I don't give a fuck about if your ass followed me or not. Like, come on, bro. I can answer those questions, right? This is why I made a video. This is why people can't answer my questions. I ask people the same questions for fucking years, right?
Ask me, bro.
Where are you from?
Like ethnically?
Yeah, where are you from?
Eastern Africa.
What the fuck do you have to do with this conversation?
I don't know. What do you mean, bro?
What the fuck do you have to do with this conversation?
So I have to be a Black American to participate in this conversation?
Yes. Why are you, as a foreigner, in this conversation about America?
I don't know, bro.
You don't know. You just want to be here for. You just here for the fucking vibes.
I just don't get like how you guys will be indigenous. Like where would
you just don't
get
get.
that
How
from?
about what tribe are you in from Africa? What's your tribe?
Somali.
Oh, you Cushitic?
Yep.
Oh, you're Cushitic. Congrats. Worry about Cushitic land.
All right, bro.
Like, what the fuck? Y'all got y'all own history. Worry about y'all own history and politics for once, instead of ours. Huh? How about that? What's going on in your own country?
I just asked a simple question.
I'm not hating on
answer
shit.
it.
I'm not hating on shit. You need to prioritize you and yourself instead of worrying about Americans.
Bro, Lincoln, shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga, big fat ass nigga. Shut your bitch ass up.
You a troll.
Y'all worried about everyone but yourself.
You starving in Ethiopia, bro. Stop.
Like, come on, dude. Like, bro.
That's disrespectful. Y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
like let's
I'm
like we ain't
disrespectful, but
gotta
he's
talk
talking about my
crazy to
people are
each other.
starving. You're such a big fat ass
They
up,
are.
nigga.
They literally
I know you're not
are.
starving,
It's
bro.
suffering
Y'all cool.
You're eating good every day.
Y'all
big fat ass
cool.
nigga.
Y'all cool. Dude, you know that we saved y'all, right? And
Who?
how dare you be
Who's we?
disrespectful? I mean,
Black Americans.
Are you in America?
You saved us?
I'm asking
Yes,
you a
we
question.
did.
How?
Hold on, Tyrone. Are you in America?
No.
Yeah, I think you probably need to exit left. This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Like, bro, we try to have a conversation. I know this is a public platform, dude, but at least come with some respect. We want to talk to us.
I try to respect, bro.
Like you asking questions like, "Oh, where did this come from?" It's about to turn into something way left. I already know
You
how this
still
shit
cannot
goes.
answer, bro.
Where did they come from? Some of them are from America. Let me answer this. Some of them are some from Siberia.
Siberia?
Yes, if you look up the Navajo language, right, it's connected to Siberia.
Okay, 1 second.
And even their DNA.
Their DNA?
Like we can do DNA,
Bro,
like bro.
I guess, bro,
their language,
Bering Strait, Land Bridge, I guess Native Americans, they have to come from somewhere. So they would have to cross over from Asia.
They
okay, they crossed over.
These
So
people
that
are
doesn't make them
Mongolians.
like invaders
They're
or something, you know what I
Mongolians. They're
mean?
Mongolians.
Who said they were invaders, dude? When did
I don't
that
know.
come out
You
anybody's
said that
mouth? Why do
you're
y'all
saying
put
that
why do y'all
you're
put hold on, why do y'all put words in people's mouths? Huh?
all right.
Y'all come up with your own preconceived notions, right? Y'all come up with
So
your
you're
own
not indigenous?
biases. I'm indigenous. So what?
So if you're indigenous, then the other Native Americans who are claiming to be indigenous, they have to be invaders then. You guys can't both be indigenous
They
at
are
the same
indigenous
time.
Why
That doesn't make any sense.
hold
Oh my
on, hold on. Why can't we? Huh? Why can't we?
Are you serious, bro?
Why can't we? If I'm from this is why I made the fucking video. If I am from Virginia, saying I'm indigenous from Virginia, right?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with you being indigenous to bumfuck Arizona?
Bro, but the phenotype is so insanely different.
So what?
From,
Are you a Nazi? Are you a Nazi?
I'm not a Nazi, bro. What
So
are
why are you subscribing to Nazi ideology?
How is that Nazi ideology?
Just because you look like it's a
not
race.
eugenics,
It's something called race science, right? That's where
Yeah.
phenotypes and stuff come from. Are you a Nazi?
Okay. Phenotype does not come from eugenics, my nigga. Where did you
Yes,
get that from?
it's all correlated. They're all created by fucking Germans. All these sciences were created by Germans. Craniology. Yes, craniology,
and
race
phenotype.
science.
Phenotype is just how you look, bro.
I'm naming the fucking sciences, dude. Can you
Okay,
shut the fuck
craniology
up?
is like your skull and shit, dude.
Can you shut the fuck up? Hey, dude, learn something. I'm trying to explain something to your slow ass.
All right, explain, bro. Go.
Like, bro, god damn, who do y'all think y'all are? So, with that being said, craniology, race science, eugenics, evolution theory, they're created by the same people. If we go into the outer African hypothesis, that's created by a German. All these sciences are interconnected because they try to place people in groups into specific areas.
Okay, bro. But what I'm saying is that how is that connected to a phenotype? Because a phenotype is just how people look.
Yeah. What does an African look like?
An African is not an ethnic group. That's a continent.
Okay, cool. What does a West African look like?
That's still not an ethnic group.
That's still not an African. What does a Yoruba look like?
They look like a Yoruba. What do you mean, bro?
What is a Yoruba?
What the fuck does a Yoruba look like?
They have thicker hair, bro. They're usually shorter. They usually grow muscle faster. Like, what do you
Okay,
mean, bro?
tell me the difference between what a Yoruba looks like and what an Igbo looks like.
Those are very, very close ethnic groups.
They're very close. Tell me the difference between their looks.
I don't know, bro. I'm not a Nigerian historian.
So you don't know so now you don't know what people look like.
Those are like extremely close. Like that's like asking me the difference between a Japanese and a Chinese, and asking me what's the difference between their phenotypes.
So you know what everybody looks like, but you can't tell me the difference between a Yoruba and an Igbo.
Yeah, I don't know what that question has to do with that, to be honest.
Yes, it has to do with a lot, right? You cannot signify the difference between the phenotypes of a Yoruba and an Igbo, right? But you're going to tell me what an Indian looks like when there's multi-ethnic groups found in America.
I don't know, bro. Like,
yeah, you don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Of course you don't know. How about you actually know something for once? Instead of coming up here not knowing shit.
No, bro. You're the one who said phenotype comes from Germans, bro. Like, you just
make the science of phenotype comes from Germans. When are people actually going to know something for what? Hold on. When are people going to come up here and know something for once? Huh? When are you gonna know something and not
Yo,
know
nigga in
nothing?
the comments, I understand they don't all look the same, but like a Korean and a Japanese.
So if they all don't look the same, how can you tell what someone looks like?
A Korean and a Japanese, they might as well look the same. They're so insanely close.
So go tell that to Korean and Japanese that they
They
look the
cannot
same.
tell each other apart, bro.
Yes, they can.
No, they cannot.
How do you
Yes,
say
they can, because if you go to Japan, they have slight phenotypic variations, such as the Ainu, the Homo people that mix in with those Chinese
All right, wait, what's the
nomads.
variation?
You got the Koreans that have their own variation of a Mongol look. You got Chinese that got their own variations of Mongol looks. You got fucking Mongolians. You got fucking
Well, what does that
people
look like?
that
What does a
mix
Mongol look?
into
What do you
China.
mean
You
by
got
that?
Jewish Chinese. Did you not know this
Jewish
shit in Western
Chinese?
China? What are you talking about, bro? You body bag your own claim. Africans have distinct classical features different from Black Americans. Even white supremacists in
That's
that
not true at all,
in
bro.
phenotypical science had
I gotta
compared
fuck my
Black
phone up.
Americans to Oceanic Negroes and
Hey,
to
I'll just say
African
this,
skulls,
bro.
and they did not
The
look alike.
host right here, he could literally be from like Northwest Africa.
I don't give a fuck where I could be from, where I could be from, where
I'm
I
just
should
saying,
be
bro.
from. I'm from America. I don't
You're
give
from America, but I'm saying that's like you could. I'm just saying.
That's lookership.
I've seen this with my own goddamn eyes. I could go to Melanesia and fit in. The Fijian
No,
island.
you can not, bro. You don't have the same hair as those people.
They have Jackson 5 afros. What are you talking about?
Fuck?
You were
They
talking.
got Jackson 5 afros.
Melanesians?
Yes, they do. They look exactly like Black
You ever
Americans,
seen
like
a Fijian
LeBron
before?
James, Usher, Morgan Freeman, all types of Black Americans. We even
Put a
did
picture
in
up, bro.
A4
All right, put a
back
picture
in
up
the
of a
day.
Melanesian.
Yeah,
That
Thousand
they look
Goldhead
Black
did a
American.
compilation of
Put one up, bro.
doppelgangers in Melanesia.
Hold
and
on, who got that
Polynesia
picture?
look like
Somebody.
Black
All right, put a
Americans.
picture up, bro.
I can
'Cause those
find one
people
with
do not
Trick
look like
Machine
Black
next to
Americans at
one.
all.
Great, thanks everyone. I just want to say that. And can I address that real quick? I'm gonna interrupt you. Am I interrupting?
Oh yeah, my bad. Don't hold on. I gotta get this disclaimer out. Don't mind me. I kind of never mind. I'm not even gonna say this on the goddamn line. Never mind. But yeah, go ahead.
What people look like, but he as if he's seen all the peoples of the world. First of all, Yap, which I've seen people of Yap, they look like us. I was in Korea, okay, and one thing I kept getting mistaken for or asked about, and I told somebody else this in Korea among Koreans is was I from Melanesia, right? That's not in Africa. Yet I'm being mistaken for Melanesia because of my
Yo,
phenotype.
Koreans think a random black guy is
Excuse me,
LeBron
I'm not
James. They
done.
don't know
Why are you
shit.
interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me? Don't tell me what Koreans think. You're not.
Yeah, I was about to say don't. Yeah, I was
You're
about
not
to say it's a
Korean.
woman
Why would I
talking.
hear from a Somalian about a Korean? So
All right,
anyway.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, they think I'm Melanesian. So it's quite clear that they have them over there in Korea. We look alike. We both recognize this about each other. I've met Melanesians. That's one thing they recognize how much we look alike. So I don't know what you're talking about. And if you look at Black Americans alone, it's 50 states here. We have various looks. So you can't even peg us really in one category. Maybe you tend to look alike. Like people can see a Somalian 9 times out of 10, they're Somalian. Okay. So you're not, excuse me, you're not aware of the diversity and phenotypes of people. He asked you a very logical question about Africa because you said the first thing on your mouth is you're not Native American because of phenotypes. So he asked you because the African phenotype is what you always say. So what does the African phenotype look like? It varies. So you're contradicting yourself.
Okay.
You're contradicting yourself. And the continent of Africa, people have various phenotypes. Yeah, they fall in the category of Black. So you're contradicting yourself. You're making assumptions.
Okay, but
and not letting the people who you're asking answer the question because you can't. It's not your culture, it's not the ethnicity, it's not your experience, it's not your identity, it's not your history, it's not your lineage. So it just is ignorant as hell. It's like me being in Korea, coming with all my assumptions. I want to hear from the source. They're Korean. They live as Koreans. They've been there for thousands of years. That's me as a tourist going to another country. I understand that. So I don't understand what a lot of you don't understand when you go to another country. The same applies in every country. Why would I hear you talk about Black Americans? Why would I hear you talk about Koreans? This is not your culture experience. There's things that you don't know about. That's not the book.
Americans, lady. These people are Indians. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you interrupting me? Like, this is what I'm talking about, bro.
You're talking out of
Oh, yeah, because of nothing. I don't even know you.
That
I
guy right here,
wasn't
the host is an Indian.
I wasn't even talking.
Indian. The host
I
is an
wasn't even
Indian.
talking.
not a
Wait
Black
your
American.
turn.
Hey, white,
Wait
white,
your
hey,
turn.
which y'all, why y'all talking to a woman like that, yeah? Y'all
Is
acting
this
real.
that first African dude?
It's not about talking to a woman. It's about
First
being
African dude, whatever it
truthful.
is.
Are
Is
you an
that it,
Indian or are you a Black American?
man? Who's talking to me?
I'm asking.
That's
Are
that
you an
skilled
Indian
person.
or are you a
He's
Black
interrupting
American?
Like,
me
man,
completely.
I am I an Indian? I'm both. How about that?
Anyways,
Because yeah, it's like we not going off this racist ass race theory. Yeah, well, race has made up the race theory. Right. What a shocker, right? Hey, go ahead, Queen. You can finish.
I mean, it's like people taking it personal for some reason. Skill, I don't know who you are. I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't disrespecting you. So can you kindly not disrespect me? And I'm familiar with you because you've done this before. And I know you're older than all of us. Like, please have some decorum.
Niggas be pushing 50, 60. Acting an ass. Like, embarrassing. Man, my bad.
Anyway, I'm done. I said nothing wrong. I was simply talking about something that's common sense. So I don't even know what he was objecting to, taking it somewhere else. But that's it. So you're coming on this platform. I don't understand why people take it personal. People getting upset about something that has nothing to do with them. Identify how you want to identify. Like, who argues with that? I don't go around arguing with people. It doesn't matter if I agree. Certainly don't take it personal, like it's a personal attack on me. It's ridiculous. If you don't agree, then you wouldn't be here in constant lives. I've seen you. You don't know me, but it's like I've seen you in all these lives. It's like if you don't agree already, why are you still showing up? Like, take us as crazy. We're crazy and all that stuff. You go about your business.
Well, can I respond to you? Are you done? Are you finished?
I don't want you to respond to me. You just
okay. Well, don't. Well, you address me. I can
didn't address you at all. I was talking
me.
to Yaha.
So here
I
it
literally
is.
did not address you at all.
You just said you saw me. That's how I act.
Because you attacked me and addressed me.
I didn't attack
was
you.
not
I did
trying
not
to
attack
talk to you. And now I don't want to talk to you at all.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna talk to the host then. So,
Go
host,
ahead.
irregardless to whatever she said, when it comes down to it is personal because it's my personal history. It's my ancestors' history, so it is personal when I see other niggas get up here and lie on my history.
Well, what's your personal history? Hold on. What's more personal? What's more personal than
everything that happens?
I ain't gotta say. Slow down, Playboy.
Okay, everything.
Cut that. Y'all know you New York niggas like going 100 miles per hour.
Detroit nigga, I'm not a New York nigga.
All right, then now watch. Yeah, I was about to say y'all like going 100 miles per hour, bro. Like, come on, bro. You came up here talking crazy to a woman. Watch yourself. Y'all be pushing. Y'all be pushing. Y'all be pushing 56. Y'all be pushing 50, 60 years old. Acting like y'all YNs. If y'all pop a Viagra and sit the fuck down.
I'm definitely a YN, bro. See,
I was about to say, if you don't pop a Viagra and sit the fuck down.
Oh, extra emotional.
Is that what you think a 50-year-old does? They
You gonna need some Viagra.
Are you crazy, bro?
Talking about, bro.
I hope that you get to.
That's
50,
crazy
bro.
work, bro.
I pray and hope that you get to 50.
You pray. I know plenty. My dad's in this 50. He don't act like your stupid ass.
Your dad.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hold on. Yeah, I was about to
That's the
say.
whole thing, nigga. So he an old nigga. See, I ain't no old nigga. It's the difference between me and your daddy. So
yo, break it up. Let's get back to the scholarship.
Right.
Back to the scholarship.
I was about to say, talk about
back
like
to the scholarship.
Here's the understanding. Here's the understanding. Not now one of y'all could bring up a historical figure that runs around and say that they are 100% Indians, and that the people that we see in this picture up here, in this picture right here, none of y'all. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Excuse me, Tyrone. None of y'all can bring up anybody during this particular time that walk around here saying that they were Indian. None of you guys.
Frederick Douglass, Langston Hughes.
I was about to say plenty of
Douglas.
I'm about to clear the stage if y'all don't shut up.
Right, Tyrone, keep on doing it, bro.
Like if y'all don't shut up.
Sorry about that.
Bro, Frederick Douglass.
Let me finish. So Frederick Douglass does not claim that he's 100% Indian. None of these people that Tyrone just made a comment on historically say that they are 100% Indians like you niggas do today.
Who said they 100% Indian?
Excuse me, it's a lot of them. It said the top cast. I'll give it to you. Your Dane Callaways, your top cast nigga, your Aboriginal power.
Why ain't you debate? Hold on. Why ain't you on their platforms?
Don't tell me that they don't.
Hold on. Why ain't you on their platforms debating them? Huh? You got y'all niggas got smoke. Hold on, y'all niggas got smoke for Dane.
They won't let me up.
Hold on. Y'all niggas got smoke for Dane Calloway.
I got smoke with all y'all.
Shut up. Y'all niggas got smoke for Dane Calloway. Y'all niggas be having smoke for Top Cats, right? Why don't y'all be bold enough to get on these panels? Huh? Why y'all fussing at me about niggas that
Because
hurt
you're a
your
liar
asses?
too. You're no better than them, nigga.
I'm a liar too. Prove it. I'm related
too, nigga. Give me the names, nigga.
Prove
Give
it.
me the names. Stand on it, nigga.
Look up the
Give me the
Proctors.
names of it. Okay, so that's.
Proctor.
But you know what? You know who else?
Yeah, Proctor. Hold on. Proctors in Charles County, Maryland. They're
You know who else
documented.
claimed the Proctors?
Hold on. I don't care who else claimed
Earth
the Proctors.
Speaks claim.
Okay, cool. I don't care, bro.
Claims the Proctors too.
Okay, cool. Proctors from Charles County, Maryland are documented by American University. Oh,
okay, bam. But I bet you they not your people.
How they not my people when I descend from the first Proctors that came over here, the Virginians of the Piscataway? What are we talking?
Over here with white people, bro.
And
Yo,
they
I want to
married
move
into
on.
the
Let me holler.
Piscataway.
Let me holler.
No.
You proud to be a cracker?
Can I go into details about the history?
Okay, bruv.
Get that mic.
Am I proud to be a crack? Y'all love saying this cracker shit. Y'all say y'all like appeasing white people, but y'all listen to everything he fucking says.
Nigga, I can pull up 1,000 sources
who told
from
you he was
my
from
people,
Africa?
nigga.
Who told you he was from Africa?
You can't do that. No, the Proctor's
No, who told you he was from Africa, sir?
liar, nigga. We already did.
Oh, who told you he was from Africa, sir?
The genealogy on the Proctor, nigga. You're a liar, bro.
Okay, cool. When they come to Maryland?
Liar, nigga. That's what I'm saying.
When did they come to Maryland?
What are you talking about, nigga? You're a liar, bro.
When did they look?
Source up.
Source up.
And you source up.
Source up.
You source up and I'll source up.
Okay, cool, bet.
I've been sourcing up.
Yeah, who the fuck been talking to me? Yeah, I was about to say crashing out a fucking lot. I got videos of this shit. Ain't no fucking. I got primary.
Pull up your paperwork.
Okay, cool. I got the paperwork. I can show you my fucking tree, sir. What are we talking about? Yeah,
racial integrity.
Yeah, niggas don't want to go tree for real.
We ain't got to do that again. We ain't got to do. You said, come on, you already
hold up.
Darwin got the sources.
I was about to say we can go. I've been waiting to go tree for every nigga that got
you done
something
slapped
to say.
them too many times with that. How many more slappings? How many more smackings do it take? Tyron done came with too many receipts already. Darvin done showed his genealogy too many times and spoke the language. Come on, y'all can't go bar for bar or band for band. Knock it off.
I ain't even gotta say nothing. But I'm a landed. I ain't even gotta say shit no more. It speaks for itself.
But he gonna be crying about Dane and fucking Top Cats.
Niggas been getting beat up by Dane and Top Cats for goddamn years. Now they want to take. They think I'm new or something. I talked to Dane Calloway.
Hey, Darwin, I exposed you in a lie. You posted a picture of Native American.
Man, I don't give a fuck. Get your goofy ass off the stage too, bro. You've been trolling me you've been trolling black people for years on Twitter. You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking like who wakes up every day and decides to be, hey, I'm gonna be a loser today.
Your grandmother? Is this your grandmother?
No, that's not my motherfucking grandmother, nigga.
Since you're a proctor?
That's not my motherfucking. A proctor? No, it's not. You know,
okay.
My proctor's cut off in the 7. Hold on. My proctor's cut off in the 1700s.
Oh man, my God.
Yeah,
you just said the proctors of Maryland, sir. So again,
yeah, hold on. I already showed my tree many times. Hold on. I'm not even going to show you the whole video because I showed this shit many times. I don't want to show the
video, bro. I don't want to see a video. I want to see the paperwork, my nigga.
The paperwork. You should hold on, sir. Wait a minute. How far do you go back again?
Show me something.
1800.
1800. You go back to 1800.
Show me the
something.
paperwork.
Show me something past 1800, sir.
I already told you what my dilemma is, sir.
Yeah, what's your dilemma?
Because he didn't do the research.
Because I haven't had the time to get back into it.
You haven't had the time to get back. What's stopping you?
Again, I'm a busy man. Wait, Tyrone.
Being a loser.
I just got off a tour with Cash down.
Shut your big fat ass up.
And so we do this on, this is how I make my money.
Your starving ass up,
y'all. I build stages for multi-platform artists.
Camel hooves.
I travel the country, so I haven't had to sit down. Bro. You understand me? Are you a rapper? Because I think she's looking for some. She wouldn't like Dane Calloway old ugly ass raps, but she might like somebody like you since you're a young buck.
Yeah, on chat.
You You said Cash Doll?
Yeah, Cash Doll out of Detroit, nigga.
Nobody knows who this is.
Yeah. People do know.
I know.
who
I know who she is. Like, don't disrespect
Everybody
Cash
knows
Doll.
who she is, nigga.
I was
What
about
I
to
do, nigga, I go on tour, nigga. I'm out here like that. I build bathrooms and basements, and I make a lot of fucking cash. you
What
heard me?
proof? Show your integrity.
Yeah, y'all smoke shots.
I don't smoke any type of dope. Never have, never will, nigga. 7-Up over here.
Watch your mouth.
Who you talking about? Watch my mouth, because I call him a nigga.
I said, watch y'all mouth. I wasn't talking, man. Look, don't come for me, Black First.
No, I ain't coming for you, sis. Even though I know you a pseudo, but I ain't gonna come at you
Ain't
like
nothing
that.
pseudo about me,
Everything
bro.
about you is pseudo. All your
You is a
information is
cap.
so pseudo.
Stop. My
You
information
just
is
sit
on
up here
point.
and
You're
I'm
not.
tired of. But yeah, I'm
Steal
like niggas already like,
credentials,
bro.
You
How
just
many times
told
I
me
got?
that
How many
Fort
times I got?
City
Hold on. Hey.
was in Arizona.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah,
Okay,
16.
my bad.
Yeah, 1600s, bro.
So that's Elizabeth. So this your grandmother then?
No, was that woman born in 1687? Like, do
No,
y'all?
there's no photos.
Look, I'm about to. Yeah, I'm not even engaging with that bullshit. Like, get the fuck off. Like, what? What's that? What's that saying? Y'all so smart, y'all
I'm just fucking with
Hey
you.
man,
hoes,
can you
man.
get the
I'm just
little
fucking with
East
you, hoes.
African off the pet?
I'm
Like,
just
what is you
fucking-
still talking about?
I'm just fucking with you, hoes. My
What?
bad. I'm just.
Go ahead, grandson.
I wanted to ask him some questions. Y'all, I want to ask y'all some questions. Real talk.
Hold on, grandson wanted to go in. Go ahead.
Go ahead, grandson.
No, y'all good. Y'all good.
What up, grandson? That's my other dude right there, man. Young bucks out here trying to get it in. What up, though?
What's up with your respect, bro?
Always, bro. Always. Hey, Tyron, how long you been on this on TikTok, man?
Years, bro. They
Oh, damn,
they
this
shut
my first
down
time.
all my accounts because they saying it's hate speech.
Oh,
All I
dang.
speak is truth.
Hey, you ain't no joke. You get up there and you fight your fight. I got to get that to you. I mean, you don't win, but you fight.
I do win.
You be punching at the air all the time. But
Nah,
I got to give you that
crushed
respect.
YK. I crushed Not a Coincidence. I beat the brakes off of Sassy P. Don't try me.
I like when you say that though. You call a nigga Sassy P. Shut up, Sassy P.
And
It's
then
all
he's still
good.
whining
It's all
and
good. I just
crying
came to
to
talk a
this
little
day
stuff,
just
man.
because I
You know,
did a caricature
we
of
all
his
do the
ass.
same.
Oh God.
Him,
Okay, for
Queen
sure.
Kaz,
For sure.
they all but heard about their minstrel caricatures, bro. But anyway,
I was about to say, I don't take none of this shit personally. Like, I'm under the influence. That's why I'm a little more animated.
but you showed your racial integrity. This man didn't.
I don't take none of this stuff personally. I'm gonna get off this live and probably forget I even talked to you niggas. Like, you know.
That nigga get paid too much. He get paid.
I don't think he get paid at all. He just spends his life being a loser.
They said drop you down, I got you.
Shit.
Hate to do that though.
I don't even think these guys do get paid. They spend their time on YouTube trolling Aboriginal channels. Like he brought up me, little old me. I'm a big nobody. Only been in the background and in the forefront for a couple of years. Bringing out the African Americans ain't African information and propping up Aboriginals in the community. That's all I am. I ain't no big hot shot out here. But these niggas stay mad at me.
Yeah, but that's because you're not a nobody. You know what I'm saying? If they keep fucking with you, your channel, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm. That mean that you're a big somebody. We all big somebodies. That's why they need to be in our spaces to keep stealing. They big
Yeah,
ass,
appreciate y'all.
stinking ass feet everywhere.
Because y'all humble, y'all think nobody's being paid to come on your channel. And they are, just to say nonsense. Everything you're talking about, yeah, they get paid to do exactly that. To troll and do everything you think is ridiculous. It's not because you're not nobody, though.
Thank you, God will. I'm just telling you, he mad because he don't never want to tell people I helped him with his genealogy. And as soon as he realized that none of his people came from Africa in the 1800s, his ass quit.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was about to say, I got family from Detroit. I got cousins and stuff from Detroit. When it's crazy, when I went up to Detroit, right? They was telling me like, oh, your great grandma, she was an Indian. That's the type of time my folks was on it in Detroit.
You ain't gonna try to pull up a picture with a white tea lady on it. That shit is weird.
I know, like, bro, like if you're from Maryland, Southern Maryland specific, ain't from Maryland. The Proctors have a history of interbreeding. I ain't got nothing to do with that. My family ain't got nothing to do with that. That happened after. Like I said before, my Proctor line cuts off in the 1700s.
The fact that these dudes, like, they got so much more respect for these natives than they do the melanated woman. I mean, I'm listening to Dean cry on panels. I'm like, over these natives, like, they got so much more respect for them. But because look, I'm a blonde hair, red wig wearing, bald headed, everything. They don't like me, boy. I be putting up the receipts, like, and then I got him on live trying to proposition me to get paid to be a Pan African. Like,
wow.
on everything I love.
There it is.
That's crazy as hell. I knew, like, and then because what? It's one of them tribes. They hit Angela Davis. So yeah, they be linked up with the Pan. That's why they linked up on here. Like, don't like some of these natives. They linked up with these Pan Africans, and then
You ever heard of Final Battle?
What, the Facebook group?
Yeah, they all be on there trying to post the same shit, licking their wounds, crying about us on their platform, and then running to here and then running over to fucking X and YouTube, crying about us. They even got my face on a meme. They got your face on a meme. They got Carrie Davis.
They got my face on the meme.
They had lives about me too. They had my
They even got what's it
hold on,
called? New Age.
hold on, Tyrone.
This guy named Alton Carroll. This nigga
Hey,
ain't
can you
even
put me on the
federally
real quick?
recognized, and he got called out on his shit. He got a whole
Hold on.
black identity
Hold on,
extremist
Tyrone.
list on us.
Tyrone, hold on. Let me show y'all, right? Now, when I told you that Poor City, he got a video up on his page talking about something. He was in motherfucking, he got a video showing him on the water. You know what I'm saying? Showing the backgrounds. I said, wait a minute. How you gonna say you was in Egypt? Nigga, you was in Arizona, right? Now, peep game. Y'all go to his page, screenshot this. Let me show you the next one. I was like, this nigga's in Arizona? Yeah. Arizona. Fuck you mean? Like, bro is on straight pepperoni and cheese. You feel me? You saw the first one again. Let me show you the other one, right?
Trying to flex Egypt, but you in Arizona. That's crazy. Shout out to Arizona though. I remember. I know
Arizona.
I said fuck Arizona earlier, but shout out to Arizona.
He kept talking about something, but he wanted. Why would a person pay $3,000 to go ahead and go to Egypt? I said, plenty of people do it every year. Like every trip you want to go to Egypt, they're gonna spin your goofy ass around and spin you right back here. Like, come on, man, it's too much evidence of it. Like, stop, bro, stop.
When you get a
chance, it's simple. Fuck you mean? Like, and then the other pictures. Well, let me just show you this shit. First of all, he was talking about the Papal Bull. You mean this?
The Papal State.
The Papal States? Fuck you mean? Talking about, yeah, in Africa and this and that. I said, oh, you talking about, like, what do you mean, bro? Like, let me show you this other one. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
The Pope and them got that from the Mayans. The Popol Vuh. That's you get the Papal boat. Yeah.
And I told him, I said, where do you think Christopher Columbus is really from and where did he go? Because how the fuck was they over here in 1493 over in Oregon? That's the real Oregon Trail. What are you talking about? Papal Bull. He don't like me. And then let's talk about the hair follicles. Since Buddy ass was up here talking about the difference. It's the difference, motherfucker.
Ooh,
fuck you mean? Slap you right on your forehead with a big one.
Oh, to back up your post right there. You know how these Pan-Africans like to say that nappy hair evolved in Africa?
Hold on, my bad. Let me read this. To say, while African hair and Black American hair are often used interchangeably, they can technically differ slightly due to genetic variations. We fucking different, okay? From the African diaspora, all right? With African hair generally considered to have tighter curl patterns and potentially be more prone to dryness compared to Black American hair, right? Now, which can vary in texture depending on ancestry mixing. My bad, I pushed the screen. Now, however, Both hair types, right, share a characteristics of tightly curled, but it's different in shapes, right? So let me show you. Fuck you mean? We different. We not the same, bro. They keep calling us African American because they saying that, oh yeah, anybody can get lice. Nah, don't attach the African shit to us because we don't get lice, bro. Y'all do. Fuck you mean? Our hair follicles are totally different. Theirs is flat.
Right.
That's why they always be bald headed. I'm telling you, bro. There you go. Fuck you mean? We are different.
Receipt
not the
goddess,
same.
can I add on to what you're saying?
Go ahead. I just want to pull up the receipts.
Here's what body bags out of Africa theorists, right? So they said that nappy hair evolved in Africa, yet how come you got animals that's not in Africa with kinky hair in the Americas, Europe, and Antarctica? You got the Adelaide penguin baby hair, which is an afro. You got American bisons, which is an afro. Eurasian sheeps, which have woolly fleece hair afro. You also got the llama and alpaca afro, but no apes in Africa got afros, or nor mammals in Africa for that fact with afros. But they're saying that it evolved in the tropical climate.
But look, he didn't even want to answer the question. I said, why ain't no cruise ship or any type of water vessel that could take anybody from America to Africa and from Africa to America without no plane?
Right. They'll
He
never
couldn't
answer
answer
that question.
question. Then he tried to lie. I said, don't make me pull up these receipts. It's impossible. So if we came from Africa to America, nigga, why it would be possible today? It ain't. And back then, those were wooden ships on salt water. And we got canned goods today. We got steam ships. We got all types of submarines and shit. Why can't none of them take us to Africa? Fuck out of here, lying ass nigga.
It like the
That's all
like
he is.
I gotta get people I know that's in the Navy like up here because they say like we ain't never done no trip straight from United States to West Africa.
Right, they came here on the plane. And I want to show you this again because he was mad when I pulled this shit out. I said, bro, he said, show me the proof that it's a Pan-African company.
Yeah, I
It
saw
is,
that.
nigga. What you talking about?
That goat group is a Pan-African company that imports and
So it's
distributes
one-sided
consumer goods
Pan-Africanism
and
because
all you
hold on,
manufactured
isn't Pan-Africanism never reciprocated back to Black Americans because they're the main ones having us like be the blood sacrifice people?
Bro, the people who started Pan-Africanism, none of them was from Africa. That should tell you right then and there.
Prince Hall was a
How you
goddamn European.
Yes.
Yeah, via Barbados.
Let me show you the dude
WB
while
the
you
boy.
talk.
Yeah, WB the boys is a French Huguenot descendant.
Here you go, right here. Here go the dude. Look how much he worth.
11.5 billion.
Right, but he worth more. You see that?
Oh, this comes to mind that a Black American woman sent $700 billion to Nigeria.
Yeah, but watch this though.
Year. Yeah, a Black woman sent $700 billion, and
So
they confiscated that shit because he was trying to build land out there.
Hold on, bro. Let me just stick to this little subject about this thing.
For sure.
Right? Now he's a businessman, right? He a Nigerian, right? And I was showing him. I said, bro, how is he like rich and whatever? Like, how does he make his money? Right. So I showed him. I said, bro, let me show you this. I said, number one, dude, let me show you, my bad. Let me get to this shit because I got so many receipts for his ass. I said, bro, these motherfuckers, the dude make his money off of imports, right? So let me pull that up. Here you go. The Nigerian Dangote, right? Refinery imports crude oil from the United States to meet growing demands and a scale of production, right? So you import and you take it to your refinery, right? So I was like, okay. So what else is tea with the place? So hold on, let me pull this up. It's not letting me pull it up right away, but here we go, right here.
What's his ethnic background, if you know? If it says it. Dangote.
Dangote? He's labeled as YT here. Yeah. He's labeled as YT.
It doesn't say a tribe for him.
Who?
Like Igbo.
Is that
Then go
tribe?
say it's Igbo. If he Igbo, Yoruba.
He's Igbo.
He's
You know the biggest scammers in America.
he's
Let me show you
classified
this.
as
Dog,
white.
let me send you this clip on Facebook right
Hold on, let me
quick so
show
y'all
y'all
can
this
show
real
the
quick. I'm
audience
almost
what I'm
done.
talking about.
Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, so the crude oil is this? Yeah, there you go, right there. So
Right.
the chemical, right? So look, industries in America is involved in importing crude oil from the United States to its refinery in Nigeria. You would import. Fuck you
For sure.
mean? And then
Uh-huh.
he couldn't even explain. Right, and then that ICANN account. How the fuck is this a Pan African company too?
Right.
You can't explain it. Y'all are an import. Y'all are a business. Africa is not even no damn country or no company. It's
Right.
a company.
For sure.
Period. He was pissed. And
That
then
makes sense. I'll go ahead.
oh, no. Go ahead. I just wanted to pull
I
up
was
this
about to say
last
it
one.
makes sense that he Igbo because I got some because I was talking to somebody at work. She was half Igbo. And a lot of people in Nigeria, they hate the Igbo in Nigeria, basically. Because they have a lot of confidence, they got a lot of ego, and they take over like business wise and things like that. So they really got like the Yoruba and the Hausa, they really have it out for the Igbo. Just want to let that be known. But you can go ahead.
Yep, the Igbo, and then you got to look up the Edo. So they're all Edo. These Nigerian tribes, like they're all Edo. The Edo is short for Edom. They're Edomites. They are the people who carry the RH. Rhesus monkey, period. And then he couldn't even explain the fact that the Pan-African countries, why is there such thing as Pan-African countries, and why are all of them made up of African countries? Crazy.
Right. You're right, because in the African Union, they technically call themselves Pan-African countries too. The African Union, because they want to create a Pan-African paradise in Africa that makes Africa a superpower globally. This is the Project 2053 that they got set up. So
Or something, but yeah,
I sent you something on
States. That's cool. You got to
Instagram. Could you play the clip right quick?
Y'all ask.
Getting mad. Let's see, guys, is she still there? Does that have to do with the Berlin conference?
Yep.
I'll play it later. Like y'all asking for a lot right now.
Brinks, yeah, Brinks, and this is the Pan African Parliament.
That has something to do with the Berlin conference. Get the fuck! I didn't know that.
Because Berlin is here. Berlin is here. Berlin, Benin, all that shit here.
Because that's when they divvied them up into corporations, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Berlin is in Europe,
but it's here. Berlin is here.
Oh yeah,
the Pan African conference that they held that in was in Germany. Like Berlin,
that's
Germany.
here.
Because they didn't really invite Black Americans to the table. That was a whole conference dealing with Asians and Africans.
No, bro. No. I'm trying to tell you who really is Black and who really is white. It's a social construct. These people are labeling themselves as white to take the land from us. Well, basically lease it and govern it, but they're not the landowners. You know what I'm saying? We were labeled as the whites back then because we are the landowners. So when you hear stories about white plantation owners, they're talking about us, not skin color. The Pan-Africans and them. That's what they got together. Yeah, that's what they got together in the 1900s. They got together in the 1900s for that conference to talk about the native races.
Yep.
And that's when these people started putting skin color as a race, but it's still not even recognized in nowhere. If you look up what is race and what is ethnicity, they're both have nothing to do with skin color right now to this day.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me pull this up because I was tired of his ass lying. That's all they do. Let me see. I got receipts for his ass. He talking some receipts, never have receipts.
What's up, Nata?
Okay, let me just show you this. Let me show you. Okay, so he was mad because I pulled this up. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. I said, man, y'all is an import. Fuck is you talking about? Like all Africa, everything is an import.
They a bleach queen. What is going on?
Mm-hmm. Africa is an import country. What do you mean? It's not even a continent. Continents were made up in the 1900s. Like, stop. Right? And then, first of all, how do you explain it? Y'all depend on us for everything. Africa depends on America for a variety of reasons. Trade opportunities, agriculture, food imports, everything. Like, y'all just been stealing. I digress, but I'm just saying. I ain't want to have to keep slapping these receipts on his bottom lip. What's ugly ass.
Hey, the TikTok y'all would be fucking hilarious looking at it from the outside. I'll be like, I'll be like, what's going on? And at the same time, I don't even want to know what's going on. I do not want to know the backstory. Do not fill me in.
Can I throw something in real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all should check out and shout out to Copca Empress. I think she's gonna give it to me. Go to, especially you, Tyrone, go to geotarget.com and it'll show you all those places over here. It blew my mind, bro. Because everywhere else is a corporation. They'll show you like Berlin here. These and it's not called New Nothing. It's here. Like you have New England. We all learned about like New England. England is here. Like 1,000 places called England. So they're over here. Like you can't assume that they're talking about a foreign country when those places are here. They don't gotta give you no more information. They can just say England. Because even when I did my genealogy, right, and I was finding ancestors from like Scotland, it literally gave me a list of all these places with exactly the same name in America. And I was like, well, what should I click on? Like, what? That's before I even knew about this.
Right.
I was like, it's not because it's the same name. It'll say like, let's say Yorktown, Shire, something Scotland, and that's it. But it'll be the same in US. It's the same. It's like, so you can't, it's wild, bro. But geotarget.com will show you all these countries.
So what I know about it is that they hold the whole Pan-African thing overseas over in Europe, and not a single Black American that identifies with the Pan-African ideology was invited to the table. The only people there at the table was African nations, Asians, and Europeans, which that ain't got shit to do with what Black Americans was pushing, which was a Black ethno-state, Black solidarity thing with Africa.
Right.
Yeah, we weren't invited to that. That was a European thing that was pushed upon us to immigrate us out of the United States and put us in Liberia and Sierra Leone and have African dictators dictate our lives and make us like refugees overseas. That's what I'm talking about with the Pan-African Conference.
They came together to talk about the races, because if you were labeled as Black back then, that means that you were a prisoner or enslaved. Period. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they classified us as Negro. That means that you're Black. Negro means Black. You know what I'm saying? So we find these, you know what I'm saying, derogatory terms very, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll really put hands on you for that. You feel what I'm saying? So
They put hands and feet on Zay in the comments. Nigga, my bad.
And when you realize, right, when it comes to James Brown, he was telling them like, yo, be Black and be proud. He wasn't talking about us. Fuck you mean? Like, we always, like, come on, think about how we always there for all ethnicities to tell them to stand up for themselves, and we fought for them, and we still fight for them. That ain't had nothing to do with us. That's a derogatory term, and everybody wasn't no follower of Martin Luther King.
Right. For sure.
My parents and them told me like they didn't fuck with him. He had a dream. Why would you want to sit down and eat from their dinner table knowing they don't wash their hands? Let me be quiet.
But anyway, I wanted to know your commentary on that.
One second. Time out. Since there ain't no more strangers in here, I don't think I can admit that I am on shrooms right now. So
oh man, never mind.
I can finally admit that. So if I went off on your ass, you probably deserved it, for one. And yeah, I just been vibing.
That's what's up. I get some of them things, boy. I gotta talk to people, and I don't really do that like that. I ain't freaking trying to inquire about it. mood and stuff. You gotta ask questions and find out who comfortable enough to tell you what they got. Anyway, it's another topic.
How does it feel? I'm all right. Like I've done enough streams for everybody and their mama in 2023 for personal reasons. A lot of grief, but I'm fine.
Mad.
Yeah, he was hella mad. We happy over
Trying to
here.
argue. We ain't trying to argue with you. You mad.
Get mad. Leave me alone. But anyway, bro,
Be
I wanted
careful.
to
Like
know
I'm
your
all right.
commentary on what I sent you on Instagram, because this goes back to what she was talking about, like these people wanting to repatriate to Africa and invest in Africa, but these motherfuckers are hijacking the money.
Where'd she get billions
this
of
is probably
dollars
the wrong
from
time
anyway
to
to
say.
sell?
I'm like, people sending me shit. People be sending me shit all the time, but people sending me shit right now, like y'all doing a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'll get to it. Like, you look
Bro,
like
it's
you
important.
feeling.
It's
Like I'm
hella
feeling.
funny,
Like
bro.
I'm just groover. Like I'm all right. Like it's kind of like you can't really tell I'm on psychedelics. That's how I became one with the psychedelics, basically. Maybe earlier because I was tripping earlier. Like niggas had me fucked up. But
of course you gotta get narcotics on these niggas, because for one, they'll fucking lower your IQ listening to these idiots.
But no, I'm just fine. I'm fine. Well, you look like you was feeling good. Like I'm just like relaxed and poised right now. Like this is medicine. I'm doing it for the I'm doing it. It's the spring solstice. Happy New Year.
Yep, Happy New Year.
The real New Year. So you said Bria says I wasn't tripping earlier. I'll say I was a little more animated. I'm more animated. I was just feeling animated because niggas got me
You was
fucked up.
hella chill though.
No,
You was up
I
there
ain't never seen him
100
snap
though.
like that, bro. Like I ain't never seen him snap like that. It was over with.
I don't. It
Anybody
takes a
could get
while.
it. His man, bro, his hands was ready for E. For anybody. Like
he said, man, Tyrone, shut the fuck up. I'm talking to this nigga.
And like it takes a while. Because I let a lot of things slide. So it takes a while for me to even get to that point. Like I had to get annoyed. I had to get annoyed. Like, all right, bro. I just said this shit like a million times. Like, can we calm down? Like this is the million. This is the millionth one time. Now I'm going.
But you know what? It's understandable. It's like I get it. Like a lot of people be saying that about me. Like you be too calm or whatever. I'd be like, y'all, it's the internet. Why am I spitting all on my phone? Like, I mean, come on. Like unless we face to face, and I ain't got too many rebuttals for a motherfucker. So
you know, so
sometimes
chill.
I pass out.
I am chill. I'm naturally chilling nonchalant. I'll actually become going back to that natural frequency. Honestly, since we talk about what I've been through, like grief and stuff like that, is like really I opened up. My grandma passed in 2022, so that was real hard for me. And both my grandmas are on the other side now. But yeah, that was real hard for me. From 2022 to 2023 into 2024 and beginning of this year. It was real hard. So I like kind of been like lashing out on folks a bit from time to time, more than I usually would, just because dealing with that process. But I started going to therapy, and I'm back on shrooms after a year hiatus. But I started going to therapy and stuff like that. But yeah, therapy has helped a lot because it's a lot of things like this shit it ain't even worth my energy. So if you feeling the need to go to therapy, I say go for it. Ain't nothing wrong with going. It's just like you talking. It's basically you talking. You ain't even have to see your therapist as in the room with you. You just getting what you got off. And I'm fortunate enough to have a cool therapist that's gonna tell me what I need to hear and also have that loving energy. So yeah, there's that.
Well, I be feeling like this. I'm just saying.
It's a lot that we got to deal with a lot, honestly, as content creators, as people that actually want to do something, make something about, like being on, like we're bringing it back. ancestral information. Like we're putting our ancestors at the forefront. And this thing, like their voices are being heard within this movement. And then when people say like, oh, this movement, this is like a fad, this is like Turtle Gang, stupid ass. Said it said it was a goddamn fad. I was like, bro, come on now.
This nigga a hella weirdo grifter, bro. Like I caught this nigga sitting up here saying Black Americans don't have their own unique phenotype. Huh?
Sorry,
Yo, this nigga goes back and forth with this Moorish stuff too. And he was fucking with that white boy. And that white boy turned on his ass.
I'll be back, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Turtle Gang, like this nigga had a whole sidekick named Turtle Gang Midwest.
I don't trust people who want to call this place Turtle Island and eat turtles. I'm just saying that's not right. They eat turtles like a motherfucker.
I don't know. My uncle ate turtles, bro.
That's not right. Turtles don't even
I like eating gator too. I'm a reptile eating motherfucker, and I own turtles too.
Let me pull up this. Go ahead and talk. I'm gonna pull up this picture.
Real quick, Tyrone, if that lady who donated billions of dollars, do you know what she does? Like, I'm trying to figure out what she got her billion.
Apparently, she gathered a whole bunch of money from Black Americans to repatriate to Africa and build up a compound, like Dr. Ericana and Akon trying to build Akon City, and I'm trying to figure this shit out too. Like, where the hell did she get $700 billion?
That's a lot of money, bro.
Lose it in Nigeria when you know what we could do with $700 billion?
That breaks my heart, bro. It's
Niggas can buy a whole corporate. We can buy the media itself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, there's no point in
put that money into getting our own reparations. We can put that money into getting our own politicians, making our own political party, putting in our own presidents to work for us, putting in our own policies, anti-Black hate crimes.
Yeah.
But you want to spend $700 billion on some dusty Africans?
That's the thing I find suspect, because they had it on TV for a reason to say that. And I'm suspicious of that, because first of all, America's been like this, and we complain about all our money being shipped over there. Like, that's ridiculous amounts of money. And then
but you got this weird old nigga that's coming up here talking about, oh, invest in Nigeria, invest in Africa. Okay, are they investing in your community?
No.
And this woman says she's from Chicago. Why couldn't you build up Chicago, where they keep talking about black on black violence and shit like that? You could have cleaned up that city and gave something white people they can't talk about.
You know how much it would have took for her to get $7 billion? Like, that's not easy. Like, you get from funders, what do you call it? You gotta go to foundation. I mean, no, you ain't getting that from the people, bro. It's something suspect with that. And they had to have her on TV to try to get us to go to Africa, donate our money.
Like, shit, what's going on?
We talking about that lady that I sent the clip of to you on Instagram from Facebook. She gathered $700 billion to build up a city in Nigeria, and Nigerians took that money and ran. She had a whole bunch of plots of land, building stuff, and all she got in return was a plot of cinder blocks, and they ran with the money. She got help from the Nigerian government, mind you.
She sent them over $700 billion.
You know how much that money we could have used for our own needs here?
Where'd you get that money from?
That's what I'm saying. Play the clip for your people to watch.
And Tyrone,
I want your commentary on the shit.
Tyrone, you said she got help from the Nigerian government?
Yes, and people over here.
Yeah, that's fishy right there. I'm not saying she didn't get it, but that the circumstances, like, because it goes through, I mean, even just a crowd fund. I mean, $7 billion, man. No, that's no. She's an agent, an op of some kind.
I was about to say, yeah, that had to come from like China somewhere. Somebody on the stream bar, like China, like 700. That had to come from like China somewhere.
No, not even China.
This ain't millions. This is, what'd you say, 7?
Yeah, we talking about
$700 billion.
Yeah, that had to come from a country, somebody's country, or you know.
And what did she present to them? Because what was her plan? Did she have a portfolio? Like,
I'm guessing so, because she was trying to plan on bringing people, reheating that back to Africa movement shit by telling people to expat back to a place in Nigeria. And you also see Democrats like Joe Biden sending over seed money to Angola in one of those Swiss bank accounts for himself, you know, and them allegedly building a continental railroad in Africa.
She's a front, bro. She's just a front.
And then you got the Dr. Ericanas and the Akon City.
That's black
scams.
first. Hey, oh, wait a minute. What?
Yeah. Let me fix it. Let me fix it. Oh, no.
But this nigga was showing my picture. This goofy nigga over here clowning me about my disguise and my character that I came up with on that channel. The troll
That's
like
him.
Sinetta and Taharka Bay, but he over here talking shit about me.
The guy that was about the stars. Is that the same dude?
What's the dude that was just on the panel interrupting you?
Yeah, but is he also the guy who's coming out to Dave about the stars or something like? He looks like that dude. I don't know if that's the same one.
Oh yeah. He was going back and forth with David, and David shut him down.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, who?
David. He was talking about David. Yeah. He was like, man, I don't care about the stars, man. I was like, how you gonna care about the stars?
I don't care about the stars, man.
America? Like, what do you mean?
I don't care about no
That's
stars, man.
Yo, look at him.
I swear, people's voices don't be matching their face. That's all I be saying. Like, people's voices don't be like you talk.
Well, he needs to take that earring out his nose and scrape them teeth.
That dental work is crazy work, bro.
And I think he be using fake pictures because he was getting into something with somebody.
Yeah, he was hiding behind my profile picture.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
but something else too, because they was talking about how good one, you know, they was arguing about who's ugly or who's fine, whatever. And the pictures he used did not look like this dude, bro. He was using some other older dude with gray in his beard and shit.
Hey, yo. I thought he was an old nigga at first too. When I first was hearing him.
Man.
But no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Get this shit off my screen.
Like, I look better than you. Like, I look better than you. It looked nothing like that picture.
Get that shit off my screen, man. I don't claim to be the most attractive man in the world, but let me not.
I got to show you
I
how.
like the answer. I ain't be formed to look like some of you niggas. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, hey, guess what? I'm trying to tell y'all, you got to know how he built. This how he shaped. Put it on the big screen.
Different set of organs, two different skeletal.
You
know,
know,
he got 4 butts,
not like
not 2. He got 4.
It's Friday night. We just fucking around with this live,
with
man.
his big back.
Speaking of big bag, did he pop in here? Big bag. He popped in here?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Eating all that damn buffalo meat. Indian tacos.
He said he like tacos. Tacos,
man.
You know, the Indian tacos coming in here sounding hefty.
He a husky ninja turtle on Instagram. Because his neck to shoulder ratio is definitely not ours. I'm telling you.
Turtle Island. Literally.
Turtle back.
That's crazy. We changed that man's name from Big Bear to Big Back.
Quick. Oh, and this one, you could tell he got that long. He literally got Megan.
Who's that?
Even if my name was Natalie Nunn, you bitches still couldn't check me.
How the pretenders expected me to act? Who's this?
Oh, that chin, boy, that chin. I'm just saying.
My nostrils flare like that.
He smell it, Kwanzaa. He smell it. Mad at me, boy. Hey, yo. This dude, I found a picture of him when he don't be on camera. Yo, hey, you can get on the big screen, but let me pull up this picture.
Receipt God is roasting this nigga tonight. I swear.
He's some shit talking people, boy. I swear. That's how.
Why he coming up on your panel crying about other niggas though? That's
Yeah,
the thing. That's
they
some
all
bitch
do that
made
shit.
shit.
Yo, that's why. Yo, they all do that shit. Like, they come away, Tariq Nasheed, Top
This
Cat.
nigga know me. This man is a
Top
fan
Cat.
of me and you. What's wrong with these niggas?
They put us back. They don't let me on their stage. They won't let me on their stage. Dan Calloway, let me on the stage, please.
Give me some clout.
I know he has shows where you can call in and stuff like that. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, when Tariq go live on Space, you can talk to Tariq when he go live on Space.
Yeah.
He'll put you up. He pick you up. He usually go around late nights. Usually late nights, like on
No,
weekends and
3
stuff like that.
a.m. on Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Tariq be going, because he on the he on the West Coast, but yeah, he late nights, even like usually on weekends, you'll see Tariq on Twitter Spaces. Usually. Like, or sometimes during the week he might have a late night space. You can pull up and talk to them. Like like we all day.
I exposed Tariq Nasheed on 2 of his platforms. This nigga's scared of me, bro. Because I got receipts on him for days. This dude was grifting from Pan-Africanism to Haitian 1804. Then all of a sudden, I caught this nigga stealing information from Johnny Aborigine, Phoenix Moon, Young Noble, and he ain't citing no sources.
Nope.
And his fucking American Maroon movie was trash.
And he still even comment sections because I didn't know what he was on. I thought he was just going back and forth with non-black folks and Africans.
Yeah, he stole that shit from Alquan because Alquan was the first one to talk about these tethers. Like initially, it started out as delineating from Caribbeans because the main ones pushing this Pan-African stuff. They're not trying to tell Latinos to go to Africa. They're telling us to go somewhere.
Okay,
what's up, Venus? How you doing?
But Tariq Nasheed ran with that tether stuff, and it became an attack against Africans. It lost its momentum after that.
So he started with coming for Caribbean people.
Yeah, Alquan was talking about how Caribbeans were the main arbiters of Pan-Africanism and trying to tell Black Americans we need to go somewhere and push this diaspora stuff. But they're not pushing that diaspora shit on Latinos and Hispanics and other Caribbeans because they're the main ones that receive the bulk of the slave trade.
What's up, Head Buster? What's up, Mr. Elevation? What's going on? I ain't been paying attention. How many likes we got? Like 34K. All the same bullshit. Follow me on here. Yeah, because I attract people, right? Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram is Darvin Osiris. You subscribe to my YouTube. All that content creator shit, bro.
You got a Facebook, Jarvin?
Yeah, I go by my real name on Facebook. A lot of people don't need to know that.
That's facts.
I go by my real name, but if you see, like, I've posted in them chats before. If you in there and you just see me,
You was on Final Battle.
Like I've been in there. Like I ain't never like post nothing really. But I be seeing the arguments.
Yeah, the same here. What dragged me over there was Queen Cass ass over here gossiping about me, just like that little clown that was in your chat earlier. Yeah, these guys was over here crying about me beating up on YK the Truth in one of them debates on that channel, and who else? One of them.
I actually read YK the Truth's book, right?
I did too.
Hey, hold on. Like, and I made a review for it on Twitter. I read a lot of these books. I read the Black Indians book, and then I read the what's that? It's another big like Black Indian, like Indian masters. Yeah, Black slaves, Indian masters. Right. The thing about these books, they talk about specifics, right? People take specific histories and try to paint a brush and project it into mass populations, right?
Yep.
Well, I did acknowledge with YK the Truth. He did pull out, he showed some manifests. He showed some primary sources, but it's crazy. Like when I read a book, because I taught English before. when I read a book, I ain't got to read the whole thing to know. Like, if I know from the first 5 minutes what your whole book is going to be about, that's something. That's crazy. I know from the first 5 pages of your book. For me personally, that there's no enjoyment in reading that. There's nothing to gain from that. For me personally, if I know from the first 5 minutes all your talking points in this book, and it's just it sounds like the book is basically sounding like regurgitated talking points.
It is. It is.
That's
And
like,
he also reveals in his book that he has his own internal self-hatred and he's projecting it onto other black people. Like he says that his mama taught him to be a self-hater of Africa.
and he's projecting that stuff. Did she project that on, teach him to do that, or she's just saying, hey, right, you gotta ask these questions. Hey, I'm from here. Like, we don't have, like, my parents in real life don't have a history, a oral history of saying they came from. I literally talked to my parents, right? My mom's born in 67 and my dad's born in 71, right? I asked them, like, hey, anybody in your family ever say this in Africa? No. Did you learn about Africa, like the African slavery in school? They're like, no. Like, it's not like we just saying like, oh, we just want to be ignorant. Like, no, folks don't have this story. Like, that's where the disconnect comes from. Like, how can you willingly disconnect yourself from something that wasn't there?
Then you got these historians like Skip Gates and Rick Kittles trying to make accusations that our relatives are self-haters when these individuals have their own agendas, like Skip Gates, for example. He said that us demanding reparations is racial bullying white people, and he went ahead and hid Ben Affleck's genealogy.
He comes from a lot of, like, Skip Gates, he has a lot of European ancestry. Like, his folks is from he's like a West Virginia Guinea Melungeon. Like, that's his background. Like, I've done his genealogy too, right? He has some Indian in there, a lot of European. That's what Skip Gates' background is. It is what it is. He has some Indians in there. He has some Europeans in there. But
But
that
he
being
want to
said,
dismiss the Indian and say
I think he has like
lying.
Potomac or something. Shout out to the father. I think Skip Gates has like Potomac or something. I never did Rick Kittles before genealogy, but I've looked into I looked into Henry Louis Gates. I've done genealogy for like a lot of Frances Cress Welsing. I know she was talking about like her beliefs and stuff like that. It's no knock to her at all. Frances Cress Welsing has a lot of free people of color in her line on her mom's side. Her family were Nova black, black people that went to Canada. You know, black people that went. She has like Canadian background, and I seen like the reclassification in Canada too. Like, they're classified people that were, her folks were from like mulatto, like free people of color in the U.S. and then went to. Do y'all help people with genealogy? Yes, I do. You can join my Discord. I have genealogy classes on Saturdays, and Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, with that being said, what was I about to say?
Frances Cress Welsing's genealogy.
We were on her genealogy. She had her folks were free people of color in Virginia and Kentucky. They get to Canada, they're classified as like mulatto. Now, the classification for black and African are synonymous in Canada during that time frame. So they're trying to call somebody African when they're classifying them as black. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are African. They're just classifying them as African because they're melanated. They're black coming to Canada. So black, they interpret black as being African descent in Canada. But if you look further, her people are free people of color that migrated to Canada and then stayed there. And then because Frances Cress Welsing, like, she was born in Chicago. Her dad's side is from North Carolina. She has some German in there. On her mom's side, she has German too. She has a swarthy German ancestors, and she possibly has some Mi'kmaq, possibly, on her mom's side. So, but yeah, she like, and you know, her narrative, like, oh, we only claim Indian because of the R word, the grape and stuff like that, and things like that, and not wanting to be black. I was like, I find it ironic. She descends from a lot of people of color. Whether she knew that or not, I'm not gonna like she's gone anyway, so I'm not gonna hold that against her. But even if she was alive, I'm not gonna hold that against her either. And then people evolve over time too. So a lot of our teachers back then didn't have access to a lot of things. We got so much information. Like Francis Cress Wilson, there wasn't no ancestry when Francis Cress Wilson was around. There was no ancestry.com.
It wasn't. And the Mormons took a hold of our genealogy.
You had to physically search your gene, make a tree. Physically.
Yeah, primitive churches
Those
have a whole Bible with your family names and shit.
Yeah, she possibly, because I was looking to one of her, like she has the surname Pagan in her line. She has the surname Pagan. And some of them came from Germany. And there were some pagans that were indigenous. But she made her claims as Pan-African. I mean, hey, she's still from America. It's just like I said before, what people have access to. You know? A lot of folks have access to all these documentation. She went through an identity crisis. You could say, I mean, sure. But shit, a lot of our people worked during that time.
Same with James Smalls. That nigga flip-flop from Indianness to Pan-Africanness on a dime.
Yeah, I mean, Professor James Smalls would admit he has Powhatan and Tusker, something like that. I got the video. I got the video of him talking about it.
Leonard Jeffries.
A lot of these Pan-African scholars would tell you, like, hey, we got Indian, like we from this tribe, we got Tusker, we got Powhatan. We got Northern, they'll tell you they tribes and stuff like that. Except for those Bobby Hemmett said.
Guys, why you gotta do the man like that?
But yeah, Bobby Hemmett was like, yeah, fuck. Like, people don't listen. All right, hold on. People talk about Bobby Hemmett with the African deities and stuff like that. Right? Bobby Hemmett in his last interview said, fuck these deities. Like, in his last interview with, what's his name? He's a Moorish guy. What's his name?
Tariq Bey?
Not Taj Tariq Bey. What's his name? Why am I forgetting? He's with the Wachita stuff. Not Sir Duke of Tears, nah. They said not Duke, no, not Duke. It was why am I forgetting his name? It was whatever, yo. It'll come to me. But yeah, he was
one
interviewing
of
him. Yeah, he was interviewing. He was like, "Yeah, fuck all them deities. They ain't come help me. They ain't come help me." And then, and even
Tom
before,
Hunt said, Phil Valentine.
No, not Phil Valentine. No. And even before he had the stroke, he was like, "You could take my ticket to Africa. Like, you can sell my ticket. Like, we from America. Like, you can sell my ticket to Africa." This is like in 09, because Obama, like, it was like 08, 09 before he had the stroke.
Damn.
He was saying, like, hey, that's how he's breaking down Osiris. Like, Osiris is the foremost Westerner. I know people try to run me down, like, oh, you got Osiris as your name, right? But I can break that shit down, and I don't give a fuck to change my alien. I had this alien.
Ain't Turtle Gang Kemetic.
Hold on. I was about to say, yeah, hold on. And I got a video of Turtle Gang ass saying, oh, yeah, you trying to connect yourself to all these goddamn deities, this history outside of America, but you from America. I got that video. It's still on my TikTok.
You gotta send me that shit.
I posted that.
They probably gave Bobby Hemmett that stroke.
Probably. I want to put it past. But yeah, Bobby Hemmett, like, he was breaking down how Osiris is the foremost Westerner. In that when we Egyptians, because in their mythology, when they die, their death process, right? They believe they go to where the sun rises. Their soul starts where the sun rises, which is the eastern hemisphere, and goes to where the sun sets, which would be the western hemisphere. Over here, we call this the path of souls. Shout out to Tasha She. But breaking down the path of souls and things like that. We had a lot of these ancient societies talking about going back to the Polaris Star when they transition. So yeah.
Kind of same thing with what's his name? What's that dude who's in the NOI? Khalid Muhammad, right? One of the last speeches he gave in video, because he separated from him, it was that we're from here. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was on the live with under some suspicious circumstances. But
Yeah,
so
what's the
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead. No, you can finish.
No, that was it. So I just found it interesting.
Yeah, Thousand, go ahead, showed that clip. He was at one of them Pan-African lectures. He was saying that Africa, you want to claim a spot or the whole thing. Africa is not our home. It's just a throne from which we ruled the 96 something miles square miles of the
I
earth.
remember. Yeah, I remember that. And it's funny. It's ironic. Like before people pass on, like Aboriginals are everywhere. Malcolm X said that. MLK said, we're coming for our check. We're exiled in our own land, and we're coming for our check. Who else? Frederick Douglass said, America's our home, to paraphrase.
James Baldwin, the Indians
James,
are
well, you
you.
forgot that. Yeah, James Baldwin, you forgot that you were Indian.
And this is right before they unalive. That's what I'm trying to connect, because it seemed like right before they in our lifetime, right before they unalive or get sick or whatever. That's like the last thing out their mouth.
MLK's Aboriginal, he was early on in his NOI days. His Aboriginal, when he said Aboriginal. MLK, yeah, definitely before he passed. James Baldwin, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he said it. He said that if you look at Gary Cooper killing the Indians, you realize that the Indians are you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was saying in reference to him before he transitioned. I don't know when that time frame was. And then you have Frederick Douglass. You had Booker T. Washington's it's more Indian blood in the Negro than accounted for.
Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah, Carter G. Woodson. A lot of these folks.
But this man said that we ain't got no
Hold on,
historians from
Tyrone.
that
You overpowering people's voices. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What you say, Monica?
But Old Dirty Bastard. Gates.
Right.
The other rapper with the dreadlocks, I don't know him because I don't listen to him. But he's on all these shows talking about it. Like that's his thing now. And Genealogy, he paid to get it done because he had the money, and it really exposed him to more of his Indian heritage. Like he's on that. Like so, this is in our lifetime.
Yeah, shout out to Waka Flocka.
Oh, yeah, Waka Flocka,
yeah. Yeah, you had Kevin Gates because he thought who else?
Flavor Flav, because they're cousins with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, exactly. They all related. You got Busy Bone, even though he mixed or whatever.
Heck, not a coincidence is related to them niggas. They descend from the Shinnecock Paul Cuffey. So he in denial of his Indianness, but claiming this African stuff.
Yeah, even Chief Keef. He said Chief Keef said something. Yeah, Chief Keef said something. What's his name? Tay-6-0? Yeah, like what? Sexy Red Take Upon. He said, I'm not from Africa, I'm American.
Duke Deuce.
Oludara.
Oh yeah, shout out to Duke Deuce. Duke Deuce my mutual on Twitter. Shout out to Duke Deuce.
Nas Daddy Oludara said, I'm not an African, I'm an American. My name is not African. Morgan Freeman.
Cool. Oh yeah, Pam Grier. You got Pam
Aaliyah.
Grier. Yeah, Aaliyah, Pam. Shaka Khan.
Lil Richard.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Trick Daddy. There you go. The Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson got Choctaw.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who else can say something? Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah.
Run DMC said something too.
Yeah.
Hey, Bow Wow. Yeah, Bow Wow. Jaheim. Yeah. Okay.
You said Chris Brown already, right? Receipt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Erykah Badu.
Yep.
Wow, Erykah Badu. I didn't know. I was surprised.
Yeah, she said she was Choctaw.
Okay.
James Brown. Yeah, Apache and Geechee. He actually has Geechee too. Apache and Geechee.
Eartha Kitt. Jimi Hendrix.
Eartha Kitt. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I said Jimi Hendrix.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry, yeah.
Chuck Berry for sure.
Who else?
Jim Kelly. Irish Jim Kelly. Yep, he admitted it. He even played Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Kingy.
Yeah, we
Christopher
got
Priest.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving. You got Kwame Brown, Angela Stanton King,
Jill
Miles
Scott.
Davis.
Jill Scott.
Yeah, Jill Scott. Like they can go down to Andre. Right? I ain't know Andre 3000 even said something like that. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar literally just said in his like from the like he called himself Oklahoma. Yeah, he called himself Oklahoma. Like
That kind of sort of, but I don't like her explanation at all.
Me neither.
I was hesitant to even mention her name.
Glorilla.
Yeah,
Oh,
Glorilla.
really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So these are like happening right now. Like, what are you talking about? People saying this right now in our time.
But shit, I was about to say,
Hey, yo, so no, you just mentioned Angela Stanton King, man. So let me tell you, man. I don't know if y'all seen that interview I did with her a couple years ago, right? So she said, let's give it up. Let's shout out this quote unquote black man for bringing this information to us this morning. And so I corrected her immediately. I said, I am not black. Right? And so she responded, she followed up saying some crazy shit. I'm just like, yo, check this out. I'm American Indian. My peoples was reclassified. Da 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 da. So yo, Angela, she being black hard. And she said on IG Live some years ago that she's Indian.
That's a lot of folks on. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. There's a lot of folks.
What's going on? Yeah, it's wicked.
For sure. And I actually have a video talking about this. That's why you don't really hear me bang too hard on people that still stay black. Because folks don't want to get rid of that because they feel like they accomplished a lot. It's a lot of history. Not feel like, but people accomplished a lot through that black term. So, hey, it's one of the like people want to acknowledge all the classifications we went through, and I'm not gonna hold that against folks. I respect it. But yeah, she do. I'm aware of Angela State. Like she's seen me on Twitter before. And then who else?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Yep.
Who else? It was somebody recently. I kind of lost my train of thought. Who else? It was some a young Pharaoh at one point.
Yep.
He's talking about he a goddamn Seminole.
Sonetta.
Sonetta, yeah, Sonetta.
Yo, Tom, why you do that one, yo? You already know that's
Nigga
nasty
said
right
it,
there,
man.
man.
He cussed out Bobby Banger and he cussed out Sarah Sue. He said he owed that shit.
Rick James.
Yep, most definitely. Prince.
Oh yeah, Prince. Rick James.
Dave
Boy,
Chappelle
licking
did
down
too.
Prince's throat like a baby.
I don't know if y'all remember
like a
that,
baby.
but Dave Chappelle did too.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. I'm related to Dave Chappelle.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, them Chappelle lines run deep through Virginia.
And my cousin Jock, he already know too.
Hey, yo, you know about the Logdons?
Y'all heard me?
In the Platts?
Young Jock. That's my
Oh
cousin.
yeah, Young Jay. I saw you. I heard Young Jock say that too.
Yeah.
Yo, Darby, you know about the Logdons and the Platts? Yeah, they deep in Virginia.
I mean, it's a lot of names. I've come with like not specifically. Maybe Platts, but Logdons. I'm not too sure. Like there's some surnames I know back of my head with Charlie.
Oh, but you know about the Platts, right?
A little bit. Like I'm related because I know I'm related to Chappelle through my Mohawk line. Bowen. That's how I'm related to Dave Chappelle. Somewhere down the line, I'm related to Beyonce. Her daddy, on her daddy's side, the Knowles family, Captain John Knowles came through. Yeah. Who else? I'm related to whatever. I ain't gonna fucking say that. Never mind. Fuck him. But yeah, did
Master P, Mia X.
Oh, you
oh
forgot
yeah.
about Jesse Jackson.
1 second, yeah. I drank a
Cherokee.
lot of water. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I got a question for y'all real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about these Africans that are role-playing Americans in these historical films, such as the Bass Reeves series that came out a few years ago? What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, that shit was crazy work, bro. He ain't look nothing like no Bass Reeves
At all.
But the dude that played off of who they got playing Green Lantern, that light skinned African dude. He
But
looked more
hold
like
on.
fucking Bass Reeves than fucking David Oyelowo.
But I'm saying like the historical joints, right? So like another right. So I was just talking to one of the peoples, yo. Like I'm in the city. I'm back in the city, back east right now. So I'm around, peoples that grew up around what I'm from and all of that, right? Anyway, check it. I asked the peoples at night. We was having a debate about the propaganda via these blaxploitation productions, right? And the encouragement of violence and drug dealing and gang banging and da 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 da. In regards to the big youth situation going on right now. And so I presented to the peoples about the Snowfall series. The Snowfall series, that's a whole African that was playing the main character, Franklin.
That's why I don't watch that either.
Man, that shit was fucked up.
Yeah, if I know they're in it, I ain't watching it. Like I boycott it. Like that's why I love westerns and stuff. So when I heard about Bass Reeves, I was fucking mad. And I
Yeah, they be also whitewashing our history. Like you heard of the Netflix American Primeval? They got a whole
I didn't
white
get into
boy
that.
playing Jim Beckford's role and leading these white folks through the American Midwest. James Beckford. They even mentioned the nigga name, but they didn't even put the nigga in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. Revisionist history is real. Ethnocide is real.
Oh, and then they got the what's that one with Jonathan Beats playing fucking Stagecoach Mary, and the woman that played Regina King that played Riley and Huey in that movie, and Delroy Lindo playing Bass Reeves.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible what they doing.
It's hard for me to really speak on Caribbeans because I just know a lot of us are related. Like a lot of people sent over there, so I'm not as bothered. And I'm more bothered by the Africans because I feel like they work on them more. They want us to not be able to tell the difference. I think Caribbean people, like I know they're sellouts and everything, but I think they're like they don't play they're like not the main ones. Like I don't feel like they're the main ones they're trying to push on us.
What's crazy though, to that point right there? Yo, for years now, for decades, man, they've been bringing Africans through the Caribbean, and they've been falsely claiming to be Caribbean when they really African, though. Just like that, just like Chief, quote unquote, baby oil.
Colinago.
Yeah. He a whole African.
Oh
like
yeah,
he
Turtle Gang was
Colinago.
rocking with that nigga.
You serious? He was?
Yes, that's why he took down that white dog video. That he was responding to Lance Brown Eyes.
That's crazy.
And if you listen to a lot of Caribbean people, they're talking about that now. They're telling you that these people's African, they're infiltrating, they've been there for maybe a few generations, and
That's right.
So you gotta be you can't really jump on them unless you figure out who's who with them. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Yeah.
So they've been infiltrated there like they did here, but they don't talk about that either. But they're coming out. I've spoken to Caribbeans who call out Africans of doing that because I've seen Africans myself say Caribbean. It takes some questioning to get down to it.
That's a fact.
And for context, why do you call Colinago baby oil? What's his whole deal?
Yo, come on, yo, Ty, you remember why, man? Why you asking that? That's filthy tonight, man. That's filthy. The dude was a male stripper, man. He was a male stripper, man.
His girl docs his fucking sex nudes online today.
Well, but I'm saying,
funny.
You said today? Today?
Yeah.
That happened today?
Woman.
Again?
No, this was like years ago. Like his ex.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. I'm
Came
saying,
out on
but hold
Dane's
on,
platform and
Ta.
showed
So hold on. It's a difference. It's a difference between Norris, right?
Nasty Norris.
Nasty Norris. All right, we can say that. All right, but it's the difference between him and an African, all right, that created a company called King Lex Productions, King Lex Incorporated, which is male strippers. All right. Then he transitioned to becoming a Moor, working with Hemok, selling fake IDs and NAAIP fake tort claims against the United States for what was that, $100 billion? You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, wasn't he mock rocking with Fauna America?
No, that's not how that went. No, that's not how that went. No. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not about to get into that right now. All I'm saying is Baby Oil, okay, Netcher Lex L, the stripper. Now he wants to call himself Kalinago. After all of these years, he wants to call himself Kalinago, and he was not even in contact with Lorenzo Sanford, who is the chief of the Kalinago, and then I believe his sister became the current chief of the Kalinago. He never mentioned none of them. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just contacted him like a couple months ago, just to body him again.
But I'm about to shut this thing down, y'all.
Dang,
appreciate you, man.
Because we was about to go in on like the underworkings.
Yeah, I'm about to enjoy the rest of my night. Y'all take it easy.
Hey, man, appreciate you, yo. You have a good evening, man. Hey, much appreciate y'all American people. Y'all be good.
You too,
Tom. Appreciate it.
All right.